Welcome to ESPNU's coverage of the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. We're in Coral Gables today as we continue our regional coverage. It'll be Dartmouth, the 4 seed, taking on Miami, the Hurricanes at home here at Alex Rodriguez Park. Winner of this game will take on Texas A&M. Texas A&M blowing out FIU in our first game. The big note in that game, Garrett Whittles did extend his hitting streak to 55 games. Now just 3 away from tying Robin Ventura for the all-time NCAA Division I record. Hi again, everybody. Welcome back to South Florida alongside Kyle Peterson, 3-time All-American pitcher at Stanford, and Eric Burns, 11 years in Major League Baseball. Before that, he was a UCLA Bruin and All-American, and we welcome you to the broadcast booth. And Kyle, this is not unfamiliar territory for Miami. We expect to see the Hurricanes in the NCAA postseason.
And they expect to be there as well. I mean, they show up to fall practice, and if you're at Miami, the expectation is you get to Omaha and then try to go on and win a national title. It's something that happens in regularity here at Miami. This year, really no different. I mean, the regular season's been very good. They played in the ACC conference, which realized got 8 teams into the postseason. So one of the top conferences in the entire country. They were there the whole year. That 38 straight in the NCAA, that's an NCAA record, continues this year. The guys to watch right here, the one that really sticks out is the catcher, Yasmani Grandal. One of the top catchers in the entire country. Offensively, he's got things done, but he's also neutralized the running game throughout the year. It's really helped this Miami club.
Dartmouth, the decided underdog. They are the champions from the Ivy League. You know, they're going to try and put on a good show here. They think they can pull the upset.
They do, Clay. Talking to them yesterday, I asked them, I said, look, make a case of why you guys have a chance to not only win this game, but even have a chance in this regional. Look no further than my 97 UCLA team that was ranked #1 nationally and lost to Harvard. So those of you sitting at home that think Dartmouth does not have a chance, well, that's why the games are played on the field.
Dartmouth was actually in Omaha one time in 1970. And this is the lineup that Dartmouth will bring to the table today. Joe Sclafani, the shortstop, leads it off, followed by Sam Bean, Chris O'Dowd, Jason Brooks, the cleanup hitter, Jim Wren, the DH, Zach Bellinger, Jake Carlson, Jeff Onstadt, and Brett Gardner. And on the mound for Miami, it is Eric Whaley. And Kyle, this is not their ace. They are going with a guy who's 5-1 on the year and has a decent ERA, but this is only his 3rd start.
And this is what you see a lot of times. It's one of the biggest advantages of being a 1 seed in the regional. Is potentially you can go with a guy that maybe isn't your ace. You can hold him back for game 2. In Whaley, they get a guy that they think's been coming on pretty strong. The freshman had a pretty good start in the ACC tournament. Jim Morris said, we just like the way he's trending. We think he's the right guy for this spot. Just a freshman, just his 3rd start, like you said, Clay. But Miami coaching staff likes his stuff. They don't need him to go 9 today. You get 5 out of Whaley in a game like this, you piece it together with the rest of the bullpen, and then hopefully hold your best arms back for the next 2 games.
Dartmouth 26-17 overall. They are the 4 seed. They won the Ivy League championship, beat Columbia in a 3-game series after dropping game #1. Happy to be here, but think that they have what it takes to get past Miami, pull an upset. They're not here to take pictures, as head coach Bob Whalen said. And the first pitch to Joe Sclafani is strike 1. This is a homecoming for the Dartmouth leadoff hitter. He's from Palm City, Florida. Swung on, popped up, left side. Shallow left field, the shortstop Steven Perez is there, out #1. So quickly Sclafani is retired as the defense for Miami, as DeVos, Melendres in the outfield along with Martinez, Perez, Ratcliffe. You talked about Grandal, ACC Player of the Year, and a pretty good receiver too.
Oh, he could do it all. That's why he's going to be a first rounder here in a couple days. The draft is on Monday. Grandal's a lock to go in the first round and could go as high as one of the top 10 picks.
Now here's Sam Bean. Left fielder for Dartmouth. Last year was a big season for the Big Green. They got back to the NCAA postseason for the first time since 1987. That's when Mike Remlinger was pitching for the Big Green. Sharply hit to center, base hit, first hit of the game for Dartmouth.
And Sam Bean's been hot of late. The last 4 games, a .350 batting average, 7 for 20. This is a nice piece of hitting. Gets a fastball actually on the inner part of the plate, stays inside it, and shoots it up the middle. That's how Dartmouth's going to have to beat him, guys. I mean, they're not going to look for the big home run, although the wind still is blowing out here. But they're going to have to scratch and claw, put together base hits, take the extra base when they have the opportunity.
Scored a lot of runs in that Ivy League tournament. Championship series, they scored 26 runs in the last 2 games to roar back and beat Columbia. I'm hoping that carries over here in Coral Gables. Chris O'Dowd to hit now. 1 ball and no strikes. Swing and a miss, and he lost the bat. Goes up against the mesh behind home plate. O'Dowd from Cherry Hills Village, Colorado. He is the son of Dan O'Dowd, Rockies general manager.
Haven't seen this one in a while. His hands are just a little bit too loose on the bat, and off it goes.
That's the humidity, Kyle. I think of all the places where I've had bats fly out of my hand, Atlanta, Miami.
It's always hot and humid. That was a pretty good toss, too. I mean, if you're going to throw it, it had good height, pretty good distance. That was a pretty good one.
If you're going to let it go, you might as well let it go.
Swing and a miss, 2 strikes. You were telling us before the game that you never swept.
Look at that.
You said you were always a cool customer, so I don't buy it.
I know you're not talking to me.
O'Dowd, co-rookie of the year in the Ivy League. Look at that average, 382 for the switch hitting catcher. Got a piece of it to stay alive.
When I met Garrett Whittles yesterday, he came up to me and he said, "Hey, Bernsey, I play the game just like you." So I couldn't wait to hear what he had after that. And he said, "All over the place." Said the only difference between me and you, kid, is I never had a 55-game hitting streak.
All right. Got that in his 3rd at bat today. Pitch inside to O'Dowd. He backs away 2-2. Chris O'Dowd, switch hitting catcher. 2 switch hitting catchers in this game here today. That is a rarity. Pitches down 3-2. Randall also hits from both sides of the plate for Miami.
This kid O'Dowd's had a great year, too. Just a freshman to put up these kind of numbers. Remember, too, when you look at Dartmouth's numbers, they play less games than everybody else, and they've played 43 games. Miami's played 57, so, I mean, these numbers are getting put together, too, and not as many games as most of Division I teams.
Runner goes, swung on, and it's going to spin back out of play. Good battle here between Whaley and O'Dowd.
Kyle, I know Whaley's not the #1, and they're going to try to get by with him, but if I'm Jim Morris, it's really easy to throw a guy like Whaley out there. Let's get a fastball that runs up in close to the mid-90s. 42 innings pitched, only 39 hits. Big stat for me.
Pretty good combination. And just a freshman, too. I mean, he had been a bullpen guy for most of the year. Just his 2nd start of the year was in the ACC tournament. So, I mean, that's the one thing that you point at is he hasn't gone deep in too many games. And so even if he is throwing the ball well, you probably can't take it more than 6 innings. If they get 6 and they're in the lead, he's definitely done his job.
Jim Morris going with Whaley, whose best outing of the year came against Virginia, who was #1 in the country in the final regular season series. 4 innings of scoreless relief. 2 hits and a career-high 7 Ks. Swung and a missed. He gets O'Dowd. Runner goes. Strike him out. Throw him out. Double play. And Dartmouth is done here in the top of the 1st. Yaz Grandal showing off his arm and why he was named ACC Player of the Year. So Dartmouth goes quietly. We played a half. The home team coming to bat here in Coral Gables. The NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One Venture Card, official credit card of the NCAA Men's College World Series. We're about 10 miles from the beach as the crow flies here in Coral Gables. Stay here. Yeah. Nice day to catch some rays. As we take a look at the Miami Hurricanes lineup, it is Zeke DeVos, Scott Lawson, Yaz Grandal, the ACC Player of the Year, and his .422 average in the 3 spot. Harold Martinez, Chris Polias, the right fielder, Nathan Melendres, Michael Broad, Steven Perez, and Frankie Ratcliffe rounding it out. Kyle Hendricks doesn't have a winning record, and he has been bitten by a little bit of a sophomore jinx this year. But Dartmouth feels that he gives them the best chance here today to pull an upset.
Decent fastball. I mean, they can get into the low 90s, so the stuff's pretty good. His control is really good. He's walked 11 in over 50 innings. Sometimes that's come back to get him a little bit too birdsy. I mean, he's missed in the past. He's missed a little bit too good.
The problem is he's found too many barrels thus far. But he does. He has decent stuff. And look, he's going out there with something. Dartmouth, though, a 5.99 team ERA and a 3.21 opponent batting average. How that matches up with a good hitting Miami team, well, stick around for the next 3 hours.
And with the wind still blowing out, we've already seen that the ball's really carrying here today, too.
DeVos takes way high. Zeke DeVos, the left fielder for Miami. 38th round pick of the Red Sox last year, decided to come to Coral Gables. And he is one of 4 switch hitters in this lineup for Jim Morris. Morris likes switch hitters, always has. And he's got a bumper crop of them here. The first one goes down looking. Strikeout number 1 for Hendricks.
Loop and break a ball there from Hendricks. You see where it starts. It starts all the way off the outside part of the plate. I think DeVos gave up on it. When it started there, you thought it was going to come back. Watch where it starts. Now down back behind the plate. Good pitch. Frozen with that big breaking ball. I think the key, though, for Hendricks today is he's got to get contact early. If he's getting contact early and the ball's on the ground, he's got a chance. If he's going deep, he can be in trouble.
1 out for Lawson. Scott Lawson takes outside. Scott Lawson is a unique story. He was all ACC last year as a second baseman. Found himself at first base this year, as Jim Morris wanted to make room for Frankie Ratcliffe in the lineup at second base, and it's worked out on that right side of the infield for the Hurricanes. Really says something about Ratcliffe when you got an all-conference guy in front of you at your position, and you're still able to find your natural position.
It's the one thing Jim Morris talked about. I mean, they're young. This Miami team's real young. But that being said, they're pretty talented, too. This time of year, those kids that are freshmen have had enough at-bats and have been in enough games that a lot of times that freshman tag doesn't apply too much anymore.
Lawson playing first base doesn't have typical first base numbers, but when you have a catcher like Yasmani Grandal, he kind of makes up for all of that. I mean, a catcher's usually a spot that you don't expect offensive production from, and so that really gives the Miami lineup flexibility.
1,800 runs this season, which is tops in the NCAA. That's not good for him. See the defense behind Hendricks, Bean, Carlson, Gardner, Bellinger, Sclafani, Onstott, and Brooks from third to first. And O'Dowd, very talented catcher, making up the battery with Hendricks. So Lawson draws the walk, and here's Grandal. Batting from the left-hand side against the righty Hendricks. Leads the ACC with a .422 batting average. His on-base percentage is at .545, and his slugging percentage in the 750s.
Pretty good combination. Is that what you're looking for?
Are those good numbers?
Yeah, your average and your slugging percentage together, you're about at 1,200. That's decent.
You got to be a Dartmouth grad to add it all up. You know, you and I, Kyle, have been watching Micah Gibbs a lot this year, the LSU catcher. He's a switch hitter as well. He gets a lot of ink as maybe the best catcher, and also the offense that comes along, and the fact that he can switch hit is just a bonus. Grandal is certainly no slouch.
No, those are the two. I mean, those are the two college catchers across, especially draft-eligible guys that are really going to stick out. I mean, the projections I've seen, Grandal's going ahead of him in the draft, and he's a guy that's going I've seen him as high as 4 at some point. Could go that high. I mean, he's definitely a first-round guy. The difference is his arm's a little bit better, and he can show you a little bit more power. Gibbs pretty polished as well, though, for LSU.
Missed a 4-pitch walk to Grandal, and Hendricks has walked back-to-back Hurricanes. And it brings up the cleanup hitter, Harold Martinez, with 1 out. And that is a inauspicious start for Dartmouth, which leads the NCAA in fewest walks per 9 innings. Under 2, 1.89 in fact. So this is uncharacteristic of the Dartmouth pitching staff.
Already over that number. They got 1 out so far in the first inning, and this is not the guy you really want to face with 2 guys on.
Martinez takes a strike. Harold Martinez, all ACC. Team leader in home runs and RBIs, 19 and 60. Swung on and fouled away. You know, Eric, you were talking about it in our last game about people fleeing Cuba for their freedom, and the Harold Martinez family is a great example of that. Martinez's father, Alexis, escaped Cuba, came to the United States, sent for his family 2 years later when Martinez was just a year old. And he hits this one a mile. Foul. It's going to get into the trees over there by the bullpen. And it's just an amazing story.
He's stuck to the fence.
He is stuck to the fence. I was looking at that. All right. Now.
Well, that's something I would do. Somehow, some way, I would get stuck to a fence.
I think she's all right. Now he's in trouble right now.
We get a freeze frame on that.
Martinez takes high, 1-2.
Talking to some of the Miami guys, Martinez can hit the ball as far as anybody. Severe, severe pop in his bat.
To right. Going to both sides of the field in this at bat. And gone! Home run! A 3-run jack for Martinez. Walks Will Hunt. $20 home runs on the year now for Martinez.
Wow. When I said he had pop, I wasn't expecting him to take a breaking ball the other way against the wind and get it out of here. The ball is flying here today. We saw it earlier. But he just cut through the teeth of a wind on a breaking ball on the outer portion of the plate and drilled it over the right field wall. Golly. I mean, as a hitter, as a former hitter, I look at that. That's admirable. That's as textbook as it comes. He's making a Tom Umansky video right there.
Florida, we get the Umansky reference right away. I love it.
And Chris Polias, a looper into right field. It's going to get down for a hit. So 4 straight Hurricanes reach. And Kyle Hendricks has been roughed up here in the start.
Yeah, we said it when it happened. The walks are what gets him. I mean, if you're giving up a lot of hits, you just can't walk guys. You walk guys, you know you're going to give hits up for the most part of your Hendricks. It's just kind of what's happened all year. But you put guys on against an offense like this, that's when you got some problems.
So now Nathan Melendres is ready to hit. Miami has been ranked, excuse me, Eric, in the top 20 all year. 14 in the latest ESPN USA Today poll. This is kind of where everyone that follows Miami baseball expected them to be, right here in the NCAA postseason. You see Bob Whalen, head coach at Dartmouth, now in his 21st year, and he knows that the Big Green have their hands full with these Canes. They're out to a great start here, leading at 3-0.
There's no breaks in this Miami lineup. I mean, that's the problem that Dartmouth's going to have to face, is that 1 through 9, these are top prospect type players. They're as skilled as they come, and that's what you get when you're facing in Miami.
And they can run. I mean, that's the one thing. They can flash you some power, which we've already seen. They can run a ton, too. I mean, on the course of the year, Miami's got 94 stolen bases, 91 home runs.
Pulled toward the hole and through for a base hit. Third hit already here in the bottom of the first. Melendres is aboard. So 2 on. Still just 1 out for the Canes. And now Michael Broad comes up. Miami DH. Michael Broad is one of 5 freshmen in the starting lineup today for Miami. This is a young team, like you guys mentioned. And they're already this good, so the future is really now for Miami. Broad takes a strike. Broad went 5 for 12 in the ACC tournament. Miami beat Florida State on Wednesday, then lost to Boston College and #1 Virginia to bow out. Still got a #1 seed. Pulled down the line and fouled.
We're one of those teams at the end of the year. I mean, if they would have finished with a flurry, that potentially could have been a national seed. But 1 and 2 in the ACC tournament. That one cost him. Then Virginia came down here this last series of the year in the ACC and took 2 out of 3.
Big hit, bud.
Sweeping breaking ball. This is high inside. 1 and 2.
Stay tough.
2 and 2.
Believe it or not, guys, Miami in their previous 2 games was outscored 24-20. So needless to say, we can expect a lot of runs today regardless.
They put some runs on the board.
This is spanked to left center. Gone. Michael Broad with his 6th home run of the year. Another 3-run shot. It's 6-0.
We've watched the Little League World Series for years. Broad was a guy when he was 12 years old that was the best player in Williamsport. I mean, he's 12. He was bigger than everybody else, threw harder than everybody else. Guess what? He can still play because that's not an easy pitch to hit out. I mean, it's down and away. Watch him go get it. He get extended, backspin it out to left center field. That's a pretty good combination.
Yeah, again, a real nice piece of hitting. What's it like, Kyle? All of a sudden, you're Hendricks. 6 runs, 4 hits, couple walks. Your thought process at this point, is it spiraling out of control?
It's not a fun thought process, I can tell you that, because I mean, you're already, this is when you start to realize the environment you're in. I mean, you kind of look around and see, all right, I guess I am down in Miami right now. You also realize, I mean, you can't make any mistakes. I mean, these guys are too good. The wind's blowing out now, and they're loaded with confidence.
The strike is into Steven Perez. What a start. Hendricks has only been able to retire DeVos, the leadoff hitter. Got him looking, and since then it's been a nightmare. A pair of walks, a 3-run homer, a pair of singles, and another 3-run home run.
And Hendricks' stuff, it's not bad.
No.
You know, he's running a fastball up there close to 90 miles per hour. He's got a decent little breaking ball. He's throwing a changeup.
You know the way it is, though. I mean, the few guys in front of you start getting hits, and I mean, everyone in the dugout's racing to get the bat. I mean, there's just the stuff's contagious.
30th pitch of the inning is slapped into center field, base hit. 5th straight hit for Miami, and they are just relentless here. And Hendricks trying to figure out what's going on. 9-hole hitter to hit already for Miami. Frankie Ratcliffe coming up.
He'll be fine. He's got a Dartmouth education.
We can't give up on him just yet. Pitch is down to Ratcliffe.
He's just a sophomore, too. You get a ground ball right here, you get out of it, maybe come out and be able to. I think the thing now is you got to stay in there. He's got to go 3 or 4.
He was named, and understandably so, the Ivy League Pitcher of the Year in the preseason. Like I said, it's been a tough sophomore year. In a tough March, a better April, but tough March, and this one is hit well. Tracking it down in the corner is Brett Gardner. Finally, the second out. And DeVos will bat for the second time this inning.
Nice running play by Gardner right there.
DeVos went down looking his first time up. I'd like to see this guy get up ahead of steam. Apparently he is the fastest guy on the team. As I say that, runner goes. Perez thrown out in time from O'Dowd. Stolen base. Perez is in scoring position with 2 down.
Perez can run a little bit too. 22 stolen bases, and that's the one thing this offense gives you. DeVos leads him with 23. Now Perez with 22. Great break, even if this throws dead on. Perez is going to have the stolen base. Doesn't even peek in. Head down the whole way.
You say that DeVos is a 6'4" 40. Excuse me, 60. 6'4" 60.
You've got a 6'4" 40.
That didn't sound that impressive when it said, I think. That would be about right for me.
6'4" is moving.
Now he goes again. Let's see what he can do this time. Another stolen base. Back to back for Perez.
2 outs isn't typically the time when you steal third base, but why not when you're Perez and you know you can make it? It's one of those situations you got to be 100%.
And you got to slow him down if you're Hendricks. I mean, that one's stolen off the pitcher. You can steal second base sometimes off a catcher, but you can steal third off a pitcher. The jump is so good that you got no chance.
And Dowd keeps it in front. Miami has 96 stolen bases as a team this year. The way they're going, Perez will get him to 100 before the game's over. 6-run inning for Miami. And we're still here in the bottom of the first. Hit sharply to second. Onstadt will finally get Dartmouth into the dugout. Wow. A pair of 3-run home runs, and Kyle Hendricks is finally out of the inning, but Martinez did it first. Broad did it second. It's 6-0 Canes. So Alabama out to a great start in their game against Elon. Georgia Tech and Mercer on the other side of that bracket. So they start at 7 o'clock Eastern tonight. Meanwhile here, Miami putting a 6 spot on the board in the bottom of the first. Now if you're Dartmouth, Eric, what are you thinking? What do you got to do?
I think I'm glad we got out of that first inning. We're only down 6 runs. Kind of felt like it was worse than that. I know it's hard to say you're down 6-0 after the first, but Dartmouth has been a team that's kind of all or nothing. In their wins, they've hit .337 with a 3.83 ERA, and in losses, they've hit .247 with almost a 10 ERA, 9.94.
So when they've got it, they got it. When they don't, they're having a bad day.
It's a lot like my career. A lot of ups and a lot of downs.
Jason Brooks is the leadoff hitter for Dartmouth. He's in a 1-2 count. Eric Whaley faced just 3 hitters in the first inning. Sam Bean got on with a base hit, but was thrown out by Yaz Grandal to end the inning. 1-2. Strikeout number 2 for Whaley. If you're just joining us here in Coral Gables, Garrett Whittles of FIU in our first game extended his hitting streak to 55 games. He was 0 for 2 when he came to the plate in the 6th inning and doubled to right center field. So now just 3 behind Robin Ventura. Robin Ventura set the streak at 58 back in 1987, and that's who Whittles is chasing. You guys think he's going to get it?
Pretty good today. I mean, that at bat showed me something. You go for the first 2, green light 3-0, go the other way. What do you think, Burnsy? You had to like him. I mean, I know you did going in.
Next up for me, before we even talk about Robin Ventura, is Jolton Joe. The next game he gets a hit, and that's 56. And I know it's not Major League Baseball and
It's still
whatnot. It's just 56 when I think of a hitting streak. That's the iconic number.
Wren is quickly retired.
You're right. I mean, there's certain numbers in the game that just kind of stand by themselves. And 56 in the game of baseball is the one that does that. You know exactly what it stands for.
Now, if FIU loses tomorrow, their season is over. If Whittles extends the streak again tomorrow, that would be 56, and it would have to carry over into next year.
And it would. And it would. I mean, the NCAA rules, whatever streak you're on carries into the following year. So, and that would have also meant that he went the entire season getting a hit in every single game.
It's unconscious. Now here's Zach Bellinger. Solve a Rubik's Cube in under a minute. Probably a lot of Dartmouth guys who can do that. A lot of smart guys over there. Right field. 3 players converge. The second baseman, Ratcliffe, actually makes that catch. Big Green down 1-2-3 in the second. Pair of 3-run round trippers. And Miami out in front 6-0 as we're in sunny South Florida. Not a short car ride from the beach right here at Alex Rodriguez Park. Don't forget, coming up later tonight, 7 Eastern, New Mexico taking on Stanford. Then at 11 Eastern, Minnesota from the Big Ten going out west to take on Cal State Fullerton. NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One on ESPNU tonight. Stanford, Kyle, your alma mater, what are they looking at with New Mexico?
Well, New Mexico's going to show you some offense. I mean, that's what they've done all year with Stanford. I mean, they're a pretty young team. At times, they've started 5 freshmen this year in their lineup as well. So, I mean, they were going freshman leadoff, freshman 3-hole, freshman 4-hole at one point hitters. Pretty good arms on the weekend, too. Younger arms, but power arms for Stanford. They throw strikes. They're pretty good.
Oh, this is just tanked by Lawson. No doubt about it. Home run number 6 into the parking garage. Good night. I hear a car alarm going off.
The second deck of the garage right there. Fastball that's out of way. You think he knew he got that one, Burnsy? Watch this out.
That's pretty. Actually, off the second level of the parking garage. Tell you what, man, these Miami guys can hit. 1 through 9, they can hit. Zeke DeVos making 2 outs in the first inning, by the way. You never want to be that guy.
I remind you, Burnsy, that it was KP's bright idea to drive over to the ballpark today. The way this is going, we're going to have no windshield going back to the hotel.
You guys can walk back. That's fine. You play Frogger across the
Dixie Highway.
Across the Dixie Highway trying to get back to the hotel. You're on your own.
Here's Yaz Grandal now. And here's a guy who can leave the yard in short order. 14 times this season. Also hits for a very, very healthy average. 422. That's amazing. Here we are, game 1 of the NCAA tournament, and his average is not only in the 400s, into the 420s, as Dartmouth's pen is finally starting to crank.
Even more than that, Clay, is the fact that he's walked 52 times.
Grandal last year was respectable. Right around 345 driven in. But it's just amazing how much better he is this year.
tell you what's amazing is the number of hitters these guys have put out in the last 10 or 15 years. And you go right down the list. I mean, from Burrell to Braun to, I'm going to blank on all the rest of them. There's about one every other.
Vaughn,
Aubrey Huff.
FP Santangelo.
I got a hat signed by FP Santangelo when I was a kid. Aubrey Huff was here.
Now, this is a baseball factory, no doubt about it.
Jamal Weeks a few years ago.
When you come to Miami, I was talking to somebody about this yesterday. You come to Miami, this almost is like going to the minor leagues. Because as much as you come here and you're looking forward to the education and what that's going to do for you, every one of the guys in that dugout has aspirations of playing in the major leagues. And not that the guys in the other dugout don't, because I'm sure they do. But it just becomes more realistic when you're at Miami.
See the guys that came behind you and what they've done over the past and the names that are hanging on the wall. 4 national champions that stare you when you look out to left center field. That's the truth. You show up and you know why you're going there. It's because you got a chance to win a national title. But you're right. There's a lot of guys that come out of here and they play a lot of baseball afterwards.
Swung out and fouled away by Harold Martinez. Now, how much credit does Jim Morris deserve for what Miami's program is doing? Because it was pretty salty before he got here too.
It was salty, but I mean they had a hiccup. I mean, there's no doubt about that. And I mean, Jim Morris had built one heck of a program at Georgia Tech. We talked to him yesterday. When he got to Georgia Tech wasn't the Georgia Tech that you see right now. When he left, it was guys like Garcia Parra and Jason Varitek, Jay Payton. I mean, it's some big-time names. Some guys have played in the big leagues for a long time. Varitek still is. But he built that program, came down here, solidified this one right away, and won a national title just a few years later.
Chase the high heat. It's a strikeout. Out number 2. Morris, by the way, has signed a contract extension through 2015. He did that last year. Let's take a look at the strikeout here by Kyle Hendricks. And that is his 2nd strikeout. And Morris also doesn't probably get the credit he deserves for the job he does as a recruiter. People probably just take it for granted that people gravitate to this program. You still got to land them, and it's not easy now when you've got as much parity in college baseball as you have.
Yeah, I mean, guys are recruiting all the way across the country. I mean, listen, just because they're in Miami doesn't mean that there's not people coming down here to recruit Miami. You know Florida is, you know Florida State is, you know some of the other, I mean FIU we just saw a minute ago has pulled some out of here too. So yeah, it's not a given that just because you make the call the kid's going to show up. He's got plenty of players in here.
17 years as a Miami head coach. I mentioned this earlier, but 11 trips to Omaha, 2 national titles, 14 years with 40-plus wins. Now, Ron Frazier, let's not look past what he did here, because he's really the one that put University of Miami baseball on the map. But Jim Morris has just continued that legacy and built upon it.
Now the Canes tack on one more. A mammoth blast from Scott Lawson into the parking ramp. He got this one into the 2nd deck. Miami's off and running. It's 7-rip here in Coral Gables. Beautiful look at Miami as we welcome you back to ESPN News coverage of the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. That shot from Kyle Peterson's private jet. As we go to the top of the 3rd inning, 7 runs on 6 hits, 3 home runs for Miami.
Number 11, Jake Carlson.
I said Kyle Peterson and Eric Burns. I'm Clay Matvick. We have a winner from Game 1. Texas A&M wasn't even close. They routed FIU. Line drive, Carlson hit right at Martinez. 1 pitch, 1 out.
For Whaley, Clay, in the 1st inning, just 13 pitches, followed up with a 9-pitch 2nd inning. Off to a good start here in the 3rd, too.
Now 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 3rd. Pretty good hands by Harold Martinez. We've already seen the power. Drive it out that time. A little hot shot, drops the glove. For Whaley, too. I mean, we had talked, this is his 3rd start of the year. remember, Miami goes on and wins this game. They got to play A&M tomorrow, so it's the same thing. If you can save your pen, if Whaley can go deep, ideally you don't use anybody else, but if he can go deep, they're just stronger going into game 2.
It's Jeff Onstad now. He is the Dartmouth second baseman, also a switch hitter, hitting .284, 3-30. He's the only player to start every game for Dartmouth. You know, you said, Kyle, earlier that Dartmouth plays a shorter schedule, but get this time of year and you haven't been nicked up by some kind of small injury or missed a game because of some unforeseen circumstance. It's pretty impressive to get this late in the year and you played every game.
It doesn't feel great every day it goes on.
Called strike 3. Third strikeout for Whaley. And Whaley has retired 8 straight as we take a look at our game summary. 2 3-run home runs for Miami. Lawson also that solo shot into the parking lot.
Home runs, I mean, if that's what you want to call them, fine. But those are 3
Yeah.
of the most impressive shots I've seen all year. That includes the big league games I watched from the Seattle Mariner bench as well.
Come on. You don't give yourself enough credit.
I don't deserve it.
Oh, come on. You played 11 years in the major leagues.
I tricked them for that long. It's amazing, Clay.
I would have liked to have played 11 days in the major leagues.
Kyle and I had some
pretty good
battles,
run, man. That's a pretty good run.
Gardner's the number 9 hitter for Dartmouth, as Whaley has retired the first 8 hitters he has faced. Well, at least I should say he has faced 8 hitters. Bean did get a single, but then he was promptly thrown out on a strike him out, throw him out double play. So Whaley has faced the minimum. This is fouled back to the net.
There's been some good swings by the Dartmouth hitters. Brett Gardner here, who I thought was playing left field for the New York Yankees, reappeared here in a big green uniform.
He's agile.
And he's hitting right-handed.
He's going to play the nightcap tonight in the Bronx.
Three and 2.
He's putting together a good at-bat.
Gardner has batted everywhere in this Dartmouth lineup. Clean up to 9th, and here he is 9th. Trying to get something going for the big green. This is going to be popped up right field. Pelias has it, an 11-pitch inning for Whaley. He is cruising right along, and his offense has certainly given him a lot of help. It's 7-0 Canes. Final year of memories at Rosenblatt Stadium, next to your new ballpark in Omaha. Maybe one of these teams will be in Omaha. Right now it sure looks like Miami's got the kind of stuff to get to Rosenblatt. We lead it 7-0. We've already had 3 home runs, 2 3-run bombs. And Nathan Melendres leads it off for the Canes.
That Canes mascot you just saw, the Maniac, that guy was an Omaha icon for like 20 years at the series. Even if Miami wasn't there, the Maniac would come up. He was like the
Philly fanatic.
Yeah, he'd show up, go to. He was the greatest. I got my picture with him. I was like 10.
Do you still have it?
Something.
It's under his pillow.
Brought it with me.
The mascot I like is the Nebraska guy. You know what I'm talking about?
Big Red, the guy that's inflatable.
Oh, yeah.
See him stand on his head? He's the best.
Base hit left field. Hit parade continues for the Hurricanes. That's hit number 8. Now here's a shocking story. Rice is out. The 2 seed. Maybe it's not that shocking. You can fill me in here, Kyle. Is this a huge upset?
Yeah. I mean, it's a surprise. I mean, Lafayette's been pretty good. And to be honest with you, I mean, Rice is a little bit down this year. It's not quite the Rice team that we're used to seeing. The one thing they haven't done is they haven't consistently pitched, and usually that's what you can count on with Rice.
Zach Osborne went the distance for Louisiana Lafayette at the win. So now Texas and Louisiana Lafayette.
Well, UT still has to win. Yeah, I mean, UT plays tonight.
You don't want to count Ryder out.
Going to jump the gun a little bit. We saw Ryder last year.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
Back-to-back years.
Michael Broad at the plate now for Miami. He had a 3-run home run his last time. Now, you were touching on it a little bit. You saw him in the Little League World Series, and that was in 2003 when he was playing for Boynton Beach. And you could tell then that he had something special.
All right. I mean, you remember those guys when you're 12 that are, I mean, they're bigger, stronger, faster than everybody else, and a lot of times when they're 18, they're not very good. Broad was the guy that was bigger, stronger, faster than everybody. I mean, he threw harder. I think we had the game. He struck out like 15 and had a grand slam. I mean, he did everything he could possibly do. And now he's just as good. I mean, now the kid comes in as a freshman. He's starting as a DH, but he was kind of that guy in the series that year.
Runner goes. Melendres in with a stolen base. 14th steal of the year for Nathan Melendres.
Good jump right here. Decent pitch to throw with, but really O'Dowd doesn't have a chance.
There's their 3rd Miami stolen base today. And now Broad has a chance to drive in another run here for the Canes.
Guys, when it comes to stealing bases, so much of it is on the pitcher. So if Hendricks isn't going to get to the ball to O'Dowd in time, Miami can run all day. So it all has to do with the leg kick.
So you get over there during a game, all right? Your first base coach comes over. I mean, is he telling you how fast the guy is at the plate? I mean, what's he telling you in a spot like that? Let's just assume you're on your own. So now you get a decision to make on yourself. What's he telling you?
The last however many years of my career, actually, I take that back. Once I got out of Oakland, which is a team that typically doesn't like to steal, they kind of changed their philosophy as of late because their players kind of dictate that with Rajai Davis and a couple other guys that they have that can run. But once I had the green light, I would get over there and I just wanted to know times. I wanted to know, hey, look, this guy's under 1-3 or is he over 1-3? Because if he was over 1-3, I felt like if I got the right jump, I was going to steal that base.
Everything is hit square. Second hit for Broad and another run for Miami. Nothing is coming cheaply for Miami. Everything is hit on the screws.
Pretty confident right now. We're talking about how confident Texas A&M looked at the plate. Well, Miami looks equally, maybe even more confident so far. Broad with the second hit of the game. This one doesn't carry out, but still gets the job done. Melendres scores after stealing second. I'll go back to that, though, because I think so people sitting at home, when he says 1-3, 1-4, that's how fast it is from the first movement the pitcher makes until it hits the catcher's glove. And it's those numbers that base runners want to know. If you're in that 1-1, 1-2 range, it's really quick to home plate. You get up, and 1-4 was kind of your magic number. If that's what they told you, then you knew you had a pretty good chance.
1-3 to 1-3-5 was kind of my number. If it was 1-3, it was iffy. If it was over 1-3, I felt like if I got a good jump, I was going to get it. Now, that changes when you get to second base, and typically pitchers take more time to get the ball to home plate once there's a runner on second base. But that number all of a sudden jumps up to about 1-4-5 to 1-5.
Well, we saw earlier in this game, too, Hendricks on the mound, and who was running? I think it was Perez that was running on second base. I mean, that's when, as a pitcher, you got to stop their feet. Because when you see a base runner out at second base, and the feet are always moving going towards third, I mean, that's when, it's almost a running lead going towards third.
How long did it take in your career before you came to that number in your mind? How many mistakes did you have to make learning that 1-3 was your high water mark?
Well, believe it or not, playing in Oakland actually made me a really good base stealer because I would never get thrown out for the fear that if I got thrown out, I would be in Billy Bean's office the next day and he'd be ripping my freaking head off. So I learned, look, you do not make outs on the base pass.
This is sprayed down the line and slicing foul.
Wow. It's like you said, Clay, these guys are squaring up everything. I'm giving a lot of credit to Kyle Hendricks right here because he keeps going after him. He walked the two guys early, but after that, he's like, you know what? You're going to hit it, hit it. Keeps pumping strikes. It's a lot better to watch than a merry-go-round. The viewers at home appreciate it.
8 runs for Miami. 8 hits. 6 up in the first inning and grabbed this game right by the throat. Pitch is high. O'Dowd's throw also high. And it's a stolen base for Broad.
I know it's early, guys, and call me from the old school, but at some point here, they're going to have to stop running. It's 8-0. We're in the 3rd inning. Whaley's been cruising on the mound. Dartmouth hasn't shown to be any sort of threat.
Swing and a miss.
I agree. Look, you got to play the game. You know, if there's a base hit right here and he's going to score, you send him, you go. But the first thing to stop in blowout type games for me is stealing bases.
Yeah, but when do you stop? Do you stop in the 3rd? I mean, is it the 5th or the 6th? I mean, it's kind of one of those unwritten rules. It's about as unwritten as they get. The one thing, I mean, there's a vast number of differences between the college game and the big league game, but you'll see that a lot more in the college game where guys will run deep into the game. Part of it's because of the metal bats. I mean, they're afraid somebody can really go on a run, score a ton.
Now Hendricks in his last 6 2/3 innings after that out has given up 20 earned runs. Told you that he had a tough outing his last time to the mound in the game against Columbia. And not much better here. And this is the guy Dartmouth thought was going to give him the best chance to pull an upset. And now, is it too early already, Kyle, or is Bob Whalen already starting to think about what he's got to do here to make sure that his team has a chance tomorrow, as that one goes right into the back of DeVos?
No, I don't think it's too early. I mean, I think you do have to realistically start thinking about it because the guy on the mound's been pretty good. And, I mean, you knew that the cards were stacked against you coming in regardless.
Is that Dartmouth's way of saying, I think the running's done?
I'll tell you this: if we were watching a major league game, I think you absolutely would have thought that was the case.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been
But they just showed Whalen in the dugout, and he didn't have a happy look on his face.
I don't think.
And it wasn't because he hit him.
I don't think they're throwing at him. No, I don't think so.
Well, Dartmouth hasn't hit many batters. In fact, just 26 all year. That's fewest in the nation.
Just trying to go in.
Hit him square in the back, right on the number.
Lawson skies to center. And the Hurricanes get one more here in the 3rd inning. And it's now 8-0. We're in Coral Gables for the NCAA Regional. It's all Miami. Miami, the 1 seed in this regional here in Coral Gables, leads at 8-0 over the 4 seed Dartmouth. Got Kyle Peterson up here in the booth, 3-time All-American at Stanford back in the 90s. Eric Burns, for UCLA All-American, also up here on Clay Matvick. 3 home runs for Miami today, 2 of the 3-run variety. And in the first inning, the first to do it, Harold Martinez to right field. Just got out of here. And then Michael Broad, also a 3-run home run. In the second, this Lawson shot went into the parking garage in right field. Almost hit that van. It's been that kind of day for Kyle Hendricks. The winner of this game will play Texas A&M tomorrow afternoon. Florida International getting beat today, but the Panthers' Garrett Whittles did extend his hitting streak to 55 games. He's now just 3 away from tying Robin Ventura, who set an NCAA Division I record back in 1987 with 58 straight. If the season were to end for FIU tomorrow, and if Whittles is to extend that streak, it would carry over into next year, and he would still be alive to break Ventura's record. Whaley continues to mow down the big green. The leadoff hitter, Sclafani, is retired on 1 pitch.
Whaley's been real good. I mean, remember, just a freshman, just his 3rd start of the year, so it's not like he's been in this position. I mean, he's never pitched in the regionals before in his life. He's thrown a ton of strikes. Gives up the hit to the second guy of the game. Gets to strike him out, throw him out. And since then, he's just rolled through the rest of this lineup. Ton of strikes. Off-speed stuff's been good. It's kind of surprised him a few times, too, with that fastball inside.
Now Bean to hit. Full strike 1 as Whaley works ahead. Whaley threw 13 pitches in the first inning, just 9 in the second inning, 11 last inning. He was able to retire Sclafani on 1 pitch. 1-1. And that's so much what it's about. Working ahead of hitters. Working quickly, getting into a rhythm early.
That was the one thing it took me a long time to figure out. It's a lot better to get the guy out with the first pitch than it is if you go deep. Hang around a lot longer.
Tough play for the shortstop. Perez not in time. Infield hit for Sam Bean. He just put that in the right spot. And he is the only guy to get a hit today against Whaley. That's number 2.
Stays on a fastball. Inner half, puts it in play. Green, who can run real well, beats it out.
See how deep Perez is when he makes that play. I mean, he's probably 4 or 5 steps to the second base side.
Bob Whalen not giving up. Cheering the guys on from the dugout. We'll be talking with Bob a little bit later. He is a great baseball man. Great story at Dartmouth. All-time winningest coach in that program. Got that mark this year, became the all-time winningest coach. Winning his 2nd straight Ivy League title this year. He was a real good pitching coach at Maine back in the glory days of the Black Bears when they were making runs to Omaha back in the 80s before coming to Dartmouth.
And played at Maine, too. I mean, back 20 years ago, Maine was a mainstay in the College World Series. In the 70s and the 80s, Maine was there a ton.
Right at Polias. And Chris O'Dowd is out, 2 away.
It was interesting talking to Bob yesterday. I mean, a guy that really grew up around the game. His father was a scout with the Pirates. He was a bat boy at one point with Rick Peterson, who's a pitching coach of the Brewers right now. They were bat boys when they were growing up for the Pirates. I mean, he's been around this game a long time.
And how hard is it to coach in a place like Hanover, New Hampshire? I mean, where the weather is brutal late into the spring. I mean, their first game wasn't until March 6th. Compare that to Miami, where their first game was February 19th.
Top it off, too, their first game was literally their first time outside. I mean, they hadn't taken a fly ball until they took infield before the first game of the year. I mean, so we always talk about northern schools are at a disadvantage. That's why, because you can't simulate stuff like that. I mean, you go in a cage, you throw your bullpens and do things like that, but you can't simulate game action until you actually get outside. And you just can't do it because of the weather sometimes.
That's a problem you never had at UCLA, Eric. You were able to play year-round there.
Yeah, I mean, just look at California, look at Texas, look at Florida. There's a reason. I mean, not to mention the fact that those are 3 of the biggest states in our country, but the fact that they play under great weather conditions all year, they can play year-round. It gives them a huge advantage over these other schools when you start talking about the Midwest and the Northeast.
Look at the 3 conferences that got 8 teams in a piece. I mean, the SEC, you don't have to deal with weather. I mean, every once in a while it's a little chilly early in the season, but you don't really have to deal with snow or anything. The ACC, obviously, Virginia's the only one that really has to think about whether they got in. BC's the same way out there, Maryland. And then in a pack, I mean, nobody really does.
Cut for Jason Brooks. It's 2-2.
There haven't been that many that have really broken through. I mean, for a while, Wichita State was a team that was somewhat northern that was getting there. Nebraska's made 3 trips to the College World Series. That's definitely not a warm place. Notre Dame did it a couple years ago. So there's some reality to the northern schools really having to fight through some things.
Called strike 3, outside corner. Another 11-pitch inning for Eric Whaley. He is mowing right through the Dartmouth order. The ACC Player of the Year leads it off for Miami next. Welcome back to sunny South Florida. ESPN News coverage of the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. Pretty pleasant Friday here in Florida. A little muggy.
We're in the air conditioning right now.
Yeah, that's true.
That helps.
And don't forget the College World Series returning to Rosenblatt Stadium in Omaha, Nebraska one last time. Coverage beginning Saturday, June 19th at 2 o'clock Eastern. Tune in to see all the great pictures that ESPN will be cutting for you of the final College World Series at Rosenblatt Stadium. And NCAA.com, your home for all 88 NCAA championships. Yaz Grandal leads it off, the ACC Player of the Year. He is the first Miami player to win that honor since Ryan Braun did it in 2005. Braun now with the Brewers. Pitch aside. Grandal is also one of 3 finalists for the Johnny Bench Award, which is the country's top catcher. The other finalists, Jose Iglesias of Coastal Carolina and Brian Holiday of TCU. And I don't think it's any coincidence, guys, that all 3 of those teams are #1 seed. When you're strong up the middle, that is a good start. And speaking of good starts, Grandal leads off the inning with a walk.
What's really impressed me about him today is his approach, his ability to stay within himself, stay within his zone, and take his walks. That's why he's hitting 420.
Talk about the numbers. 52 walks coming into the game, so now 54 walks and just 32 strikeouts over the course of the year. So I mean, those are guys you hate to face on the mound because you know that they'll just sit and wait and wait and wait and looking for something ahead.
Martinez is 1 for 2. A strikeout his last time up, and then that home run he hit in the first inning still hasn't landed. It's hanging out in a palm tree in left center field.
No, it actually was a line drive down the right field line on the breaking ball away.
Oh, I'm confusing that one.
I got you, Clay.
With Broad's. That was Broad's home run. There have been 3 home runs for Miami, and I'm starting to lose track. I remember the one in the parking ramp.
That was Lawson.
That was Lawson in the second inning.
We're going to refer to Martinez's home run as the Tom Umansky home run. The proper hitting technique.
Missing Fred McGriff and the mesh hat, but other than that, we're good.
Okay, here is the home run, and you're right, it was to right center field.
That's a hitting video.
That is solid. I even like watching guys hit, and I like watching that.
Let's see Harold Martinez hitting video.
Sat and waited. That's the thing. I mean, this guy hasn't really got the run that he's deserved this year. Everything that Grandal's done. Martinez, the average now right at 300. 20 home runs, 63 driven in. It's a pretty good year.
This is ripped to left. He did that right before he hit the home run to right. He pulled a couple of balls strong down the left field side and then homered to right.
Part of it, too, is if you're on the mound and you see a guy that waits on it and goes the other way, I mean, in my mind, I'm going to say, all right, I got to throw something hard in. Something hard in to see if he can get to it. The problem is he hooks it down the line, you know his hands are fast enough.
Toward the hole and through for a base hit. So the second hit for Martinez tonight and the 9th overall for Miami.
Martinez is one of those hitters when he's up there, he has this presence about him. You know, Kyle, as a pitcher, could you feel when those hitters would come up?
You know, it's interesting. You can, and a lot of times it's just the way they stand in there. I mean, a guy will stand in a box and he just looks like, all right, everything's comfortable, he's balanced, and there are times where you stand there, it's like, all right, what can I do to get him off balance? Because that's the goal. I didn't want to see the guy that had a comfortable at bat. If a guy had a comfortable at bat, to me, he felt like he knew what was coming out of my hand. I want to see a guy that's, I mean, your feet are moving around a little bit, and you're kind of playing with the dirt, moving back and forth. The guy that stands in there, sets his feet, and says, here we go. You're trying to, all right, now what am I going to do? Because the whole goal on the mound is get the guy off balance. The whole goal at the plate is stay as balanced as you can.
Bob Whalen makes a trip out of the dugout to talk to Hendricks.
How much longer do you stick with him here, Kyle?
It must be too much longer. I mean, See who's throwing down in the bullpen. I can't get a number right now, but he's not just playing catch. I know that. Looks like it's Sulzer. Sulzer down in the bullpen right now. Pitch count's getting up there. I mean, he's still not at the point that you're going to get all that.
3+ has already given up 8 runs, all earned on 9 hits. He's also walked 3 and hit a batter. And this is tanked. Oh my. Another 3-run home run, this from Chris Elias. And it's 11-0.
Fastball in the inner half, and that's what we call turn and burn.
Good finish.
Wow. The maniac's heading after the ball.
Love it.
Go get it.
You can do it all.
He's hoping Kyle will sign it after the game.
That's right. Bring it up here. I'll throw it in the other one I got.
He's your buddy. Well, that's finally going to do it for Hendricks. It's that's a tough way to pitch in an NCAA tournament game. You get an opportunity to start here in a postseason game for a school that doesn't get here very often. And he got burned. 11 runs given up. 3-run home runs hit by Miami. And now Ben Murray's going to come on. We'll step aside. 10 hits already for Miami. 6 runs in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, and 3 more on that 3-run home run from Chris Elias. It's 11-0 Hurricanes. Now we had a blowout in the first game of our regional today. Texas A&M over FIU 17-3, and it's looking like it might happen again here in game 2. Miami leading Dartmouth now 11-0. And the starting pitcher, Kyle Hendricks, has been knocked from the game. 3-run home runs against Hendricks for the Hurricanes. 4 total. And it's the 6th time this year that Miami has hit 4 homers in a game. And now a new pitcher, Ben Murray, a right-hander, is on for his 11th outing of the season.
Starter on the weekend a lot, Ivy League games, so he has the ability to get that pitch count up if he needs to. Not overpowering stuff. Can show you maybe up to 84, 85 on the fastball. A curveball and a changeup to go with it.
We talked about balance as hitters a few moments ago, Kyle, and every one of the Miami hitters just look like they're on balance. I mean, they are, you know, we use the expression of seeing, like, they're seeing the ball like a grapefruit, but and Hendricks didn't have bad stuff.
No, he didn't have bad stuff at all.
He ran into a team that was locked in.
The thing that always got me is when a guy would take it and he looked like he knew exactly what was going on. So you know, I mean, if a guy's balanced, even on the takes they look good, to where they're not getting out in front of that front foot.
This is pulled down the line outside of the bag, foul.
I always call him, I mean, comfortable about it. If a guy looks comfortable in there, you don't feel good on the mound because you want somebody to look like they're uncomfortable. You don't know what's coming next. It's Miami clubs that allowed comfortable at bats so far.
Sclafani throws out Melendres for the first down. Now Florida State has moved on. Central Connecticut State going down. Take on either Oregon or UConn. UConn was quite a story this year out of the Big East.
2 good stories. I mean, Oregon now just the 2nd year that they've had a program. Back after about 30 years that they weren't in existence. George Horton goes up there from Cal State Fullerton. 2nd year he's there, gets into a regional. Jim Pender's UConn club too. I know we've talked about them the last couple of weeks of the season. They host. They get to the finals of the Big East tournament. They can do some things too. I mean, a UConn team could run through and win that.
Broad. Foul. Just fouled Chuck Lyon. The third base umpire called that. He was right on it, and Broad almost had his second home run of the game.
Woke the folks up in the TV truck too. That one got the truck down the left field line.
Surprised it didn't go over it.
What's this? That's a freshman too, by the way. Who's hitting 7th. That's a pretty good lineup.
I caught the mask of O'Dowd. Broad hit a 3-run home run in the first and singled in the bottom of the third. Miami has hit 95 home runs this season. Almost had one more there. Outside. 2-2. Broad is the DH. Freshman out of Fort Lauderdale. And one of 5 freshmen in the lineup tonight.
He's got a nice little swing. Short, compact. I mean, as a freshman coming into today, hitting 326. Is that right?
6th home run earlier today. Yeah.
Here's the 2-2. 3-2. Ben Murray is on now for the Big Green. Starter Kyle Hendricks limped off the mound back to the dugout. It was a tough outing. And this one almost hit him. It's a walk to Broad. And a base runner with 1 out. That's the 4th walk allowed by the Dartmouth pitchers so far tonight. And now Steven Perez to hit. He has been the everyday shortstop. Also just a freshman. He started all 58 games after tonight. Takes a strike. And, you know, and it's not just the freshmen are getting some playing time. These guys are contributing. These guys are regulars. These guys are a big reason why Miami is here. They are contributing.
And important positions too. I mean, they're not hiding. You get a freshman shortstop that plays shortstop most of the year. That's pretty impressive.
Let's think about where they're going to be 2 years from now. These guys are all juniors. I'd love to say 3, but obviously with the Major League Baseball draft happening after the guy's 3rd year of eligibility, a lot of guys leave at that point.
Reload down here. I mean, you know that you're going to keep rolling them in.
And they are going to continue to get him here because it's a great place to play. We talked about the weather before, but some of the things they have done to this ballpark to improve it also make it an attractive destination. Alex Rodriguez Park. And a miss. And Perez goes down on strikes. That is the first strikeout for Murray. Talked about A-Rod. He gave the lead donation to help renovate this park. A $14 million renovation on this field. And Rodriguez gave the first $4 million of them.
Well, I'd like to take the time right now to thank A-Rod for the AC. I appreciate it.
That's right. I don't know who gave the money for the AC, but we'll send him a thank you note when we get done.
Pitches outside to Ratcliffe, the number 9 hitter. Yeah, a couple of years ago when the regional was here, ESPNU broadcast from outside at the top of the grandstand, and it was hot. Goodness, you and I were somewhere else, but heard about it.
I think we were in Baton Rouge and we were outside as well.
Yeah, we might have had a bad situation then too, before the new Alex box.
Things have changed down there. That place is gorgeous. That's one of the biggest changes. I mean, in the last 10 to 15 years, the amount of money that's getting put into facilities. I mean, LSU puts $40 million into a new place. South Carolina puts $30 million. North Carolina does the same thing. Arkansas, which we saw earlier this year, Clay. I mean, there are some big-time new ballparks that have been built. They're gorgeous.
This is slow. Baseball's slowly becoming a revenue sport. I mean, I remember when my parents used to go down and work the snack shack at UCLA at Jackie Robinson Stadium. I mean, that's how we would try to survive as a program. But college baseball has changed.
A 3-run home run again here in the 5th for Miami. Check that, the 4th. And we'll talk to Jim Morris as his Hurricanes lead it 11-0. Pelias leaving the yard, and there was no doubt about it. Top of the 5th inning, and let's bring in Jim Morris from downstairs, the head coach of the Hurricanes.
Coach, what did you feed your hitters before the game?
I don't know what the deal is. The wind's blowing out. It's a good day to hit. Our guys are swinging the bats good, and they're getting good pitches to hit.
Jim, how about on the mound now? Whaley goes the first 4 and obviously threw well. Now Lavecchio. Is the thought maybe potentially you can bring him back to get him out right now?
Absolutely. That's the pitcher thinking there, Kyle. You know how that works.
Well, he was good. I'm impressed. I know it's just 3rd start of the year, but the freshman looked good. What else? What are you seeing out there defensively from your club tonight, too?
Well, I mean, there's 3 quick outs for him a bunch. He only threw 46 pitches, I think. So he worked fast. He threw strikes. We played good defense, and he mixed the ball up, and we scored runs. It's a great combination.
All right, Jim, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Jim.
Jim Morris, head coach of Miami, in his 17th season now, and he has made the move. Joe Lavecchio is on, and this is just going to be his 5th outing.
Tell you what, I mean, if you can get freshmen in this spot and some guys maybe haven't pitched a ton, you want to see how they react in this kind of an environment.
And he is met with the first pitch swinging Jim Wren to the warning track. Running catch for Chris Pelias. And Wren is retired.
Third baseman, Zach Bellinger.
Gonna bring up Bellinger. Bellinger 0 for 1, popped out to second. His only time up. We're talking with Bob Whalen, the Dartmouth head coach, and we're going to talk to him live on air here a little bit. He said this is the most resilient team I've had. They did not win more than 2 games in a row until mid-April, and yet here they are in the NCAA tournament. So don't think for a minute that this team is going to quit, as that one comes out of the hands of Bellinger. That's 2 strikes.
Tall task ahead of them, Clay.
Well, they're down 11, but they're going to keep swinging.
Sure. Why not? They're here. It's a good group of guys, too. Talking to these guys yesterday, having a chance to sit down with them. You know, these guys aren't just happy being here. They're excited to be here. But, you know, I know it's 11-0.
And there's a called strike 3. Bellinger goes down. Out number 2.
No, but I mean, you saw it yesterday. You talked to those guys and had some fun with them, too. But they didn't just show up to come down here and hang out for a couple days in Miami and head home and call it a year. I mean, they came down here to see if they make a run at this. You know, it doesn't look like they're going to come back today, but they got to beat you twice to get out of this thing.
First strikeout for Lavecchio. The Ivy League situation, it's an 8-team league. You have 4 teams in each division. The winner of the division plays in the Ivy League Championship Series. This year it was Columbia and Dartmouth. Dartmouth winning the series 2-1, even though they dropped the first game of the Lions. And that is a competitive league, a league with a lot of pride.
A league with a ton of pride. Yeah, I mean, it's the interesting thing is they play 4-game series, which you don't see very often in college baseball. So because of academics and travel rules, the fact that you can't travel on certain days, they go play a doubleheader Saturday, doubleheader Sunday, call it a weekend. If you're going to do that, you got to have a deep pitching staff because that's going through a lot of arms in 2 days.
Carlson takes sign outside 2.
A lot of young guys on this team, too. That was one of the things when I looked at the roster. Kind of, bam, 8 freshmen right there. Something to build off.
And it's a diverse roster when you talk about geography. I mean, there are players from all over the country. And the main reason is because they know they are going to get a dynamic education there as well. And it's one of the things that gets people from everywhere.
I talked to 3 guys yesterday. One was from California, one from Texas, and one from Florida.
Pitch in the dirt. There is a spot in this lineup, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and we're in it right now, that has 4 straight Texans in this lineup. Wren, Bellinger, Carlson, and Onstad, all from Texas. I'm sure those guys were hoping that they'd get a crack at Texas A&M. It may not happen. But when you've got that kind of academic tradition and a Dartmouth education, what it can get you down the road. It's going to be one of the tools that Bob Whalen is going to use to recruit, and he has done over the years. Strikeout, back-to-back strikeouts. Bellinger, Carlson goes down. 12-pitch inning for LaVecchio out of the bullpen, and we'll talk to Bob Whalen about his program when we come back to Coral Gables. NCAA Baseball Regional presented by Capital One. We're back in Coral Gables alongside Kyle Peterson and Eric Burns. I'm Clay Matvick. It's 11-0 Miami on top of Dartmouth. And the Big Green out of Hanover, New Hampshire. And proud members of the Ivy League. And a great baseball tradition there. Made it to the College World Series back in 1970. Part of the reason there is a great tradition there is the head coach, Bob Whalen. In his 21st year, he's done such a wonderful job with that program, and he's gracious enough to join us on headset. Guys, take it away.
Bob, what's it like trying to get guys to come up to Hanover, New Hampshire, all the way up to the Northeast to play baseball and still compete at this Division I level?
Well, it's not easy, but you know, we have a great product to sell, and I think more than anything else, that's what we try and focus on. We try and identify kids that understand the difference between what we have to offer as opposed to just a scholarship program. There's certainly many of them out there that play great baseball and have good academic schools, but we think there's certainly a uniqueness to what we have, and it's one of the premier academic schools in the world, and we've had a pretty good run with good Division I players as well.
It's been a real gun run, Bob. Let's talk about this weekend. First, I mean, obviously Miami's swinging the bats well today. What needs to change moving forward, both today and tomorrow, for you guys kind of to get back in this thing? Well,
Miami's doing exactly what I would expect a good Miami team to do. When we've made mistakes and haven't made a pitch, they've made us pay, and that's why they have the kind of history and tradition that they do. They're a very good team, and Kyle Hendricks is a big reason why we're here. He's a good pitcher, great kid. This wasn't his best day, but when he hasn't made a pitch, they've made him pay.
Thank you for your time, sir.
Very
Thanks,
good.
Bob.
Thanks, guys.
Bob Whalen. Yeah, Miami leads this all-time series 2-1. They played 3 games in 2000. And Dartmouth actually won the first game 6-5 before dropping the last 2 here in Coral Gables. But today it's been a real lopsided affair. 11-0 Miami as the Canes hit here in the bottom of the 5th. And Zeke DeVos, the leadoff hitter, still looking for his first hit. He made 2 outs in the first inning as Miami batted around and then was hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning. So looking to join the party here, as it's been a hit parade for Miami.
He's that guy today, Clay. There's always that guy. What I mean by that is where the 8 other guys in the lineup are absolutely killing it, and you're 0 for 3 or 0 for 4 sitting on the bench going, gosh, dang it, I would have loved to join that party.
There's a lot of time left, yeah.
Nobody ever lets you know about that, too, either. Nobody says a word the next day. Oh, by the way.
There are actually 3 Miami batters without a hit today, so DeVos is not the only one. Grandal surprisingly does not have a hit, even though he's been on base a couple of times and scored a couple of runs via the walk. And there you go, DeVos with a shot. Oh, what a catch! Jay Carlson leaving his feet to make that grab in the gap. And Dartmouth has not quit playing.
You like that one?
Loved it. Loved it.
Look at Carlson get a great read right off the bat. And poor DeVos, he's just that guy today. 0 for 3 now with a hit by the pitch. Make it 2 outs in the first 8. Now, hey, look, DeVos is an awesome player. One of the fastest guys in NCAA baseball. But what a play right there by Carlson. I mean, you want to talk about getting the adrenaline flowing in this booth on an 11-0 game?
And they had him shaded the right way, too. I mean, they had him played right in the right spot. They had him going the other way. Break was good. The wind's taking it away from him. That's a pretty good play.
Just smile, young stud. You deserve it.
Now, as a guy who's played that position, you've talked about the toughest ball to play is the one coming right at you, but also that one is very difficult, high degree of difficulty because it's tailing away from you.
That's a difficult play. But it's not like the play we had earlier in the day, that the ball that starts on your left side and ends up on your right side. But that's one that's just athletic ability. And Jake Carlson showed that he's an athlete. Went out there and got it.
Popped up. Calling for it. Onstadt, the second baseman. And he is the 4th Miami hitter to be retired in a row. Lawson goes down. Look at that play by Jake Carlson in center field for Dartmouth.
I love seeing it, man. I mean, you're down 11-0. Nobody's changing anything. He's laying out when he's got a shot. That's a heck of a play. Jake Carlson might find himself on SportsCenter now. You make a play like that.
This one is hit well by Grandal. On the warning track, Carlson is there. Great catch by Carlson in this inning. And for the first time tonight, Miami is retired in order. It's 11-0 Kings. Okay, Lowell, thank you for the update. You were in Alabama for the SEC tournament, Kyle, and LSU got real hot at the best time of year, postseason, and won that, even though they were the 8th seed. They were hoping that would carry over into the NCAA tournament. They're going to have to fight to get by Irvine.
I tell you what, though, they threw Austin Ross today, I think, and they did not throw Renato. And Irvine can play, too. I mean, Irvine's numbers might not be there. They were ways back in the Big West this year, but they know their way around the postseason the last couple of years. And for Coastal, too, I mean, they held back Anthony Mayo, who's been their most consistent guy all year at about a 180 ERA as a starter. So Coastal will have Mayo to go in game 2 tomorrow.
Coastal Carolina, the number 4 national seed, coming into the NCAA tournament with a 51-7 record, the most wins of any team in the country. And some people may look at the schedule they play. They come out of the Big South, but no doubt deserving of a national seed.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, they played a pretty tough schedule too. I mean, you go out of conference. I mean, USD beat them 2 out of 3. That was the only series that they lost the entire year. They were 25-0 regular season in the Big South. Combination's pretty good. You score 9 a game and you get the 4th best ERA in the country. That's not bad.
Whoa, look out. Jeff Onstadt just about took out 2 or 3 of his players, sailed right over the top of the big green dugout.
I think it did take out 2 or 3 of the fans.
But he's moving around a little bit.
Just missed up for Lavecchio. Lavecchio came in last inning, sent Dartmouth down 1-2-3 as Eric Whaley pitched real well through 4, but they thought, hey, we're going to save him for later in the series. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. That is strikeout number 3 for Lavecchio. Well, log on to Facebook.com/ESPN Omaha today and become a fan. We want you to post your best college baseball photos and comments. And you can also follow 3-time All-American Kyle Peterson, our distinguished colleague, on the road to Omaha as he tweets about the College World Series. He'll be doing that from first pitch to last out. Now, give us an example of some of the things you're going to be tweeting about. And you notice my vernacular has improved since we started this promotion, because I think I used to say Twitter.
You were a mess
or
last
twitting or something, but we got it right now. It's tweeting.
It wasn't what it was supposed to be. I mean, we'll talk about what's going on in the game. We'll talk about what's going on across the country. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, I think by the end of the College World Series last year, we had like 15,000 people or something following on Facebook. I mean, that's the way everything's changing right now. I mean, instantaneous stuff that's going on helps more people follow it, whether you can be at the game or not.
Back up the middle, base hit for Brett Gardner, the number 9 hitter for Dartmouth, and that is hit number 3 for the Big Green. And don't forget all of the coverage on the ESPN family of networks, ESPNU, 2, and the mothership. 64 teams in this NCAA field, 2 teams in 8 NCAA Super Regionals. That'll start next week in a best-of-3 format. And then 8 teams will be lucky enough to make it to Omaha for the final year of play at Rosenblatt Stadium.
Now, when you go to the restroom, will you tweet that?
I'll probably leave that out.
Thank goodness.
Where should we? I need some help here on the tweeting stuff. What do you want to hear?
I just think there's a line that needs to be drawn, and I wanted to draw that line.
I wasn't intending on doing that,
right
but
now.
I appreciate you bringing that up. Yeah, we'll leave that out. What else? I mean, we're going to cross stuff off the list. Let's keep going.
I would assume that since you get dugout access, I mean, for most games, that you probably get some juicy nuggets here and there. Now, are you going to put some of that on the phone?
Sure. That's what I did last year. Thanks for following. I mean, let's go.
I'm trying to catch people up here that maybe didn't watch or didn't listen to your tweets.
Yeah, in Omaha, we'll do a lot more of that in Omaha, too. I mean, most of the time I'm down in the field there, so a little bit more.
God, we love you, Kyle. It's just great to be following you in your broadcast career.
Thank you. Thank you. That was heartfelt.
Pulled down the line outside of first as Joe Lavecchio. It's a pretty good job out of the pen here for Miami. You'll be following right along. You going to make it to Omaha this year, maybe?
I don't know, but I haven't gotten into the whole Twitter thing. There's something about it that disturbs me a little bit. I think I have a few roadblocks that I need to get by before I really get into it.
Well, let's blow through those.
Now this one hit well to right field. This has a chance to get out, and does. A home run for Joe Sclafani. A 2-run shot, and Dartmouth showing signs of life here in the 6th. Second home run of the year for Sclafani.
Here come the Big Green, Joe Sclafani, getting a ball that looks like it was almost was it a changeup, Kyle?
Yep. A changeup that just trying to go down and away. It goes down and in.
That's one of those ones that just breaks right to the barrel of his bat, and Sclafani deposits it.
Boy, Lavecchio really been cruising right along till now. And now the players are leaving the field. The umpires have cleared the field as the lightning alarm has gone off here in Coral Gables.
As we see it out beyond right field. Come on, we're in Miami. You know, it's going to be lightning somewhere. We're going to get through both of these. Pretty good, though. Top of the 6th before the alarm goes off. And the NCAA rule, in case you're at home, if it's within 6 miles, you get a lightning strike within 6 miles, and that's the detector here. You got to wait for a half hour, so it's just a safety first. Want to make sure everybody's all right. If there's no lightning, we'll go back at it.
This is pretty typical, this part of the state, this time of year. They get rain and weather just about every afternoon. And so lightning has stopped this game for now. Remember last year at the regional in Tallahassee, you and I sat through several lightning delays. There wasn't even any water, no rain, but I think we sat for a total of 6 hours to try and complete a game because of lightning, and hopefully that won't be the case here today.
Captain Positive, thanks for bringing that back up.
Well, I just thought I'd refresh your memory.
Got any more downers you want to throw on us, or is that
it? Speaking of lightning, the Miami Bats, first inning, 3-run home runs from Harold Martinez. That one to right field. And then Michael Broad going to left center field off the tree out there. And then Scott Lawson put one in the parking ramp. Second deck. Almost hit a van. And another 3-run home run from Chris Polias. That was in the bottom of the 4th. Kyle Hendricks had a rough outing. And it's 11-2. Dartmouth has tacked on a 2-run home run of their own here from Joe Sclafani just before weather has delayed this game. There you see our game summary. Now, going back to game 1 of this regional. Florida International and Texas A&M. It was all A&M 17-3 the final, but Garrett Whittles of FIU did extend his hitting streak to 55.
Impressive for Whittles, impressive for A&M too. I mean, it was coming in regardless of everything that was going on. It's tough for that Whittles story not to be first in everybody's mind. I mean, he's trying to do something that nobody has ever done before, trying to catch Robin. Doesn't get a hit at first 2 at bats, and Burnsy here's what he did later on.
I mean, the fact he did it on a 3-0 pitch, down and away, stayed on it, split that right center field gap. That's why this guy's hitting 55 straight games. You've got to use the whole field. Get in a situation you're 3-0. I mean, your team's down. Obviously, it's normally a situation you're not going to be swinging the bat, but we talked to Turtle Thomas before the game, and it doesn't matter what the situation was. He's going to be swinging.
There's guys chasing Robin Ventura. He hit 58 straight games in 1987, now just 3 shy of time. 11-2 Miami leads, game suspended because of lightning. We're going to go to the studio in the meantime. Here's Lowell Galindo. Welcome back to ESPNU's coverage of the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. And we're back to playing. Teams are back out on the field as we resume here at the top of the 6th with 1 out. Dartmouth hitting. It is 11-2 Miami, and let's catch you up. First inning, great offensive show by the Hurricanes. A pair of 3-run home runs. The first by Harold Martinez, the second by the designated hitter Michael Braun. Then in the second inning, a solo shot from Scott Lawson. There's a solo shot, but boy, was it impressive. Into the parking ramp. And then there was one more 3-run home run from Chris Polias in the 4th inning. The starter, Kyle Hendricks, left shortly after that. And it's an 11-2 lead for Dartmouth. This is what happened just before the lightning. A 2-run shot by Joe Sclafani. That was the last pitch before the weather delay. And we resume. 11-2. 1 out here in the 6th.
I'd like to see that too from Dartmouth. I mean, put a couple runs on the board. It's kind of the way the day's gone. I mean, the minute they start swinging a bats, the light hits, they got to hang out for 45 minutes. But a good swing by Sclafani. Now they're still right in the middle of the lineup. But the story's been the power of Miami so far.
There's Bob Whalen, the head coach for Dartmouth. He and his team and the Miami Hurricanes have sat out what will officially be a 1-hour and 9-minute weather delay. And Joe LaVecchio is going to come back out for Miami. He was pitching for the Hurricanes when the lightning started.
Bring him back out. I think they're going to look for more than him just to finish this inning, too. I mean, I think they'd like LaVecchio to go 3 or 4, too.
So Sam Bean is up there. He's 2 for 2, a pair of singles. Outside. 1 ball and no strikes. The 2 hits that Dartmouth got here in the top of the 6th before the delay. First time 2 Dartmouth batters reach base in the same inning today.
Yeah, Sam Bean actually has been the only guy. He was the guy that get the first 2 hits for Dartmouth until the 2 hits in the Sclafani homer.
Joe LaVecchio, the freshman right-hander. Daytona Beach. This is down 77 miles per hour on the gun. 1-1. What's the longest delay you guys remember sitting out in your college days?
2 or 3 hours. I mean, the worst one is when you sit there and watch it rain, and then they say, "Never mind, we're going to come back tomorrow." We're going to come back tomorrow. I mean, tell us right away.
Pretty sharply by Bean, backing up his Melendres in center. And there are 2 down here for Dartmouth.
I can't remember a rain delay in college.
You ever do a tarp slide? You ever do a tarp slide?
I'm not going to ask you why you don't remember.
I've never done a tarp slide.
That's what you got to do.
I've always been tempted to do it.
I want to see you tarp slide. You can get all the way across it.
Maybe if we get some rain here later on.
Dead sprint from the left field fence and try to make it all the way to the dugout.
It's probably just like surfing, which you're pretty good at, I understand.
Well, I'm starting to get a lot better, I'll tell you that, with all the free time on my hands. My golf game and my surfing abilities definitely improved.
Chris O'Dowd, he's 0 for 2 for Dartmouth. Back up the middle, and this is a base hit. 3rd hit this inning for Dartmouth. Now, you retired last month officially after an 11-year career that started with the Oakland A's. You were drafted in the late 90s, decided it was time to hang up. What made you decide that it was time to move on to something else in your life?
You know what? I was one of those guys that was never afraid for baseball to be done. I always looked forward to what the future had. And as much as I love the game and as much as I am appreciative for everything this game's given me, and especially financially, but to be able to appreciate all of that, but also look ahead to the rest of your life and realize that as much as I love the game, I wasn't going to let baseball define me. And there was always other things that I wanted to do in my life. You know, my wife and I a few years ago started an organic clothing line. I've always wanted to get into the media in some respect. I still don't know what, but I'm enjoying doing some of this stuff. The ability to be at home and be with my 2 kids. My wife, just last week we had our 2nd daughter, and that means a lot to me to be able to be there. You don't realize how important that is until you're gone. And just being gone the past couple years and not being there as my daughter's growing up, you know what? If I had a chance to be home and do other things, I was looking forward to that.
Your longest runs with any one team were in Oakland, where you started, and then you had a pretty long run with Arizona as well.
Yeah, pretty much I played for 2 teams. I came up with Oakland. I played 5.5 years there. I got traded to Colorado, played there for 2 weeks. Got traded again to Baltimore and played there for 2 months. I was released by Baltimore at the end of the 05 season, signed with Arizona in 06, played there until the end of 09, and then just 1 month with Seattle. So
it's a good run.
Yeah, and enjoyable. I mean, look, and I talked to a lot of the players yesterday about it. Major League Baseball is everything it's cut out to be. Everything that people talk about. The kids ask me, "Hey, what's it like? What was it like playing in the major leagues?" Well, I told them, I said, guys, it's everything that you hear about and more. But you also have to realize they asked, what was the best part of it? I said, the best part of it was once you got on the field, because you were playing baseball against the world's greatest baseball players. And for me, that's what was the greatest part about it. Now, take away the media, take away the fans, take away everything else. Just the fact that you're on that field competing against the world's best.
No, that was, my memories they weren't nearly as long as yours, but it was, to be sometimes out there. I remember, facing Bonds for the first time, facing McGuire for the first time, and being in situations like that, you can't beat it. That's the one thing is the feeling you get on the field is a tough one to replace.
It's away from Grandal, and now O'Dowd and Brooks at 3rd and 2nd respectively, with Jim Wren, the DH, and number 5 hitter up there. As Dartmouth has had a pretty decent 6th inning, even though the weather delay was a little over an hour long. They continue to make trouble here for Joe LaVecchio as we're at A-Rod Park, Alex Rodriguez Park here in Coral Gables. He's Kyle Peterson. He's Eric Burns. I'm Clay Matvick. We're glad to have you along. Here's a look at our bracket. Texas A&M put a whooping on FIU today. 17-3 the final. Florida International's Garrett Whittles did extend his hitting streak to 55. That was really the one bright spot for the Panthers. And now A&M awaits the winner of this game. That'll be at 4 o'clock Eastern tomorrow. 30th pitch of the inning for LaVecchio. And it has to be tough, guys, for LaVecchio to sit out over an hour. I mean, there are long innings when you're a pitcher, when your team goes crazy at the plate, and sometimes it can be a half an hour or longer, but this was an hour and 9 minutes. And he struggled a little bit since coming back out.
I'll tell you the thing you got to be worried about is not looking at the scoreboard.
To 3rd. Martinez, high throw, the tag. Nice play by Lawson, and Miami and Lavecchio are out of the inning. It's 11-2. We're back at Coral Gables in a moment. We're on the road to Omaha as the NCAA tournament getting underway today here in Coral Gables. Miami all over Dartmouth right now as we go to the home half of the 6th inning. Alongside Kyle Peterson, 3-time All-American right-hander at Stanford, and his Pac-10 foe back in the 90s. UCLA's All-American Eric Burns up here in the broadcast booth. Myself, I'm Clay Matvick. We're happy to have you for Game 2 of this opening round. Earlier today, Texas A&M took care of FIU. Garrett Whittles did get a hit for the Panthers. Comebacker, Harold Martinez is going to be out on one pitch. So now the pitcher for Dartmouth coming back out as well after that long lightning delay. And the wait for Murray even longer than the Lavecchio's. He had an extra couple of outs to wait as they got the top of the 6th done. So we're looking at like an hour, 20 minutes for Murray.
Look how well he's throwing, too.
He's been real good. Yeah, I mean, since he's come in, he's been real solid. That's the one thing. It's humid as it is down here. I mean, you don't have to worry about tightening up when you're sitting in there in the rain delay.
Unfortunately for Kyle Hendricks, Miami took out all their hits on him.
And you say, I mean, his stuff wasn't that bad either. It was just, if anything was elevated, Miami, even if it wasn't, Miami was putting a good swing on it. There's just days like that sometimes.
Blyes hit a 3-run homer his last time up, back in the 4th. And he is retired quickly, as Murray has retired 7 Hurricanes in a row. Let's go back to Whittles' day. This was in Game 1 against Texas A&M. In the 6th inning, a double to keep the hitting streak alive at 55 games. He was there for his first 2. A fly out to right, a lazy fly ball along the foul line, and then a weak ground ball to third. But then in the 6th inning, came up and kept it going.
A 3-0 pitch. That's the thing that gets me. Yeah. A 3-0 pitch, a fastball down and away. You know what? Only a guy with a 55-game hitting streak can do that.
That was cool too. It was as loud as the stadium got the whole day. I mean, everybody, it didn't matter which side you were on at that point. I mean, everybody knew what was going on. The minute he got the hit, everybody in the place stood up.
17 runs scored by A&M, matching a season high for the Aggies. Now, they're one of the hottest teams, not just in this regional, because we're talking 4 teams anyway, but in the nation. The Aggies are somebody that, you know, could end up in Omaha. Shortstop, Sclafani. And a good inning for Murray, as Miami has done. It's 11-2 Canes. Oh, wow. That's something you'll see for a while on highlight clips.
Yeah, you guys told me you want me to react. I imagine you're about to pull up a clip from Miami of last year when the same thing happened to me. I got the ball down the left field line. I pulled it out. I actually made a nice play on the ball, and I pulled it out of my hand, and down in the left field corner at the Dolphin Stadium there, I pull the ball out of my glove, and my hand hits the side wall, and the ball goes flying over the wall. 2-base error.
Did you go get it?
No,
he at least went and got it.
No, I was bewildered. I wanted to get it, and I looked at it, and it was kind of like, you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to find the nearest hole and crawl into it.
Oh. Zach Bellinger hits here for Dartmouth. They scored 2 last inning. It's 11-2 Miami. They'll go back up over the mound. Playable for Perez, the shortstop, and Bellinger is out. What's the biggest gap you remember, Kyle, from your playing days? Since we're talking about that.
Does it have to be me?
No.
I'll tell you the one I remember Garrett Burnham. Remember that name? Outfielder for Clemson. There's 2 outs, or he thought there were 2 outs in Omaha one time. Fly ball to right field. Burnham catches it, flips it in the stands. The guy scores from second base, and I think that's the reason Clemson ended up losing that game. I think it was '96 that it happened when they had Chris Benson and Billy Koch on the same staff. I think it was '96, but it was Burnham. I know was in right field because he could hit because we had played him the year before. That's one that I'll never forget. Guy flips it in the stands, and here they come. Guy scores from second.
It's amazing how many times you've actually seen. I mean, you've seen that several times at the major league level.
Yeah.
A lot of distractions in the crowd, especially if a pitcher is having a tough inning and the innings are long. I can imagine it's easy to forget how many outs there are. This one's popped up off the bat of Carlson, and Dartmouth has 2 outs. Remember earlier in this game, Sam Bean, the left fielder for Dartmouth. Now, this wasn't an error, but it was kind of funny.
He's all right until about right now. Now he's in trouble.
Well, something like that's just routine. It was routine in my career. Like if I went a week without something like that happening, I would think that something's wrong.
I didn't even notice it till then. He ripped his pants. He just yanked him right off there, ripped a hole right in his pants, so we're right back out to left.
Now Onstad to hit.
I was playing at the Cape one time. It was probably the same year you were out there. Jason Grilly was on our team. Grilly gets, I think he got knocked out of the game. He comes in and he's going to throw his glove into the dugout. And he goes to throw it underhand. And he holds onto it too long, and he throws it about 5 rows deep. And he didn't mean to. He's not a big league, so it's not like they're going to go give you a bunch of gloves. So now he's got to march up in the stands and go get his glove from the kid that caught it. Comes back down.
Yeah, and in the Cape, you don't have a lot of money, I'm sure.
I was stocking shelves at the grocery store. I had the greatest boss, though. He wanted to play wiffle ball every day, so we'd stock shelves for like a half hour, then play wiffle ball in the back.
Did you play summer league?
I did. I played in the Cape for three summers.
In Hyannis?
One in Chatham and 2 in Hyannis. I ran the camps. Imagine that.
Those kids will never be the same.
They sent me there to babysit.
Onstad lays out the 2-2. It's now full. It seems like players now in college baseball, if they are not playing in a wooden bat league somewhere, they're falling behind.
I think almost all the summer leagues now are wooden bats. Have gone to it because from a scout standpoint, they want to see how a guy handles a wood bat, and really from a pitcher too, how they face a wood bat.
Walked him.
You guys remember the movie Summer Catch?
Yeah, they filmed it on the Cape.
Yeah, the director actually followed around my 1995 Chatham A's team, and that movie was based loosely after the exploits of my team that summer.
Which character played you?
The nutbag from California.
Yeah.
the same guy that played the psycho killer in Scream.
Here's Gardner now, the number 9 hitter for Dartmouth. He's got a hit, 1 for 2. That's the first walk, by the way, as Onstad reached on the base on balls. It's the first walk allowed by a Miami pitcher here today. There's a strike. Vecchio doing well since coming on. Eric Whaley got the start. What would you say about Whaley's effort here before it would be taken out?
It was good. I mean, I think the 2 things that stick out: 1, he put him in a good position. He went 4 scoreless. But 2, the pitch count was low enough. They can bring him back later on if they want to.
This is Smoke toward the gap. Another nice catch. This time it's Melendrez. That is the second time tonight a center fielder has made a great play. Jake Carlson made one almost a carbon copy of that play earlier in this game.
Oh, yeah. It's my type of baseball, boys. It's my type of baseball.
All right, thank you, Lowell. So Stanford and New Mexico tied up, bottom of the first inning. That is Kyle Peterson's proud alma mater.
That Gaffney kid that just hit the home run, I think, is going to take over for Gerhardt this year at running back. He was Toby Gerhardt's backup last year, backfield, leading off for him, and I think he'll be their starting running back too.
Now, you were a dual sport athlete at Stanford too, right?
Me? Yeah. I could really run.
Ping pong.
Bernsey, why are you looking at me like that?
Baseball and beer pong, right?
Yeah.
Not ping pong, Clay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got that.
Sanctioned.
Ronnie Rodriguez is a pinch hitter for Miami. He leads off in the bottom of the 7th inning. He is a Miami native, transferred from Miami-Dade College, and we've said that school's name so many times here today. It's produced a lot of Division I talent. Canes lead at 11-2.
And who is he pinch hitting for? Michael Broad?
Michael Broad, who had 2 hits, including a 3-run home run.
Tough league here. Tough team.
Smoke toward the gap. This could be extra bases. Rodriguez, a strong turn, but he'll pull up. And he'll stay at first. So a pinch hit single here in the 7th.
Yeah, that spot hasn't gotten out. Uh-oh.
That doesn't look good.
Now Rodriguez is holding his right ankle. He turned real hard. He was thinking about 2, but then put on the brakes and stopped short.
Went wide and went to set that right foot. I don't think it set quite the way he wanted to. Jim Morris just trying to get a bunch of guys a look today with the lead. That's the right foot there.
Oh.
He just turned his ankle. He's back up on it now.
This is the shortstop, Steven Perez, number 4.
I'm going to stay in there. He's not even going to get a pinch runner. So Ronnie Rodriguez stays in at first base after the hit. And that'll bring up Steven Perez. Perez has a hit in 3 at-bats, also a pair of strikeouts. Ben Murray giving up his first hit. And it comes from a pinch hitter. First Miami hit since Pelias hit that home run in the 4th. It's a strike to Perez.
We talked about it earlier, guys, but hitting is so contagious. And we saw how hot Miami was early in the game, and yet they went, what, 2, 3, almost 4 innings with nothing.
Why is that? I mean, I always seemed like when guys were going well, it just seemed like everybody was excited to get up there. But I mean, why is that? Why when 2 or 3 guys are hitting, then it feels like everybody is?
If I could answer that question, I think I'd still be playing and not sitting next to you. I wish I understood why guys hit and why they don't. You know what? I think it just, you get a feeling as a team like, bam, okay, this can be done. And when you see something done, you realize it's not as difficult as it looks. And you know what the amazing thing is, here was Kyle Hendricks goes out there. He's got decent stuff, the starter for Dartmouth today.
Oh, this is right down the line. And this is going to run to the wall. Going to third is Rodriguez on a sore leg. And Perez cruises into second with a double. Nobody out for Miami here, leading 11-2 in the 7th inning. And now Ryan Perry will pinch hit.
Another nice piece of hitting. These Miami guys know what they're doing. They're all balanced. They take good aggressive swings. But we were just talking about it, Kyle, and I could go out there and throw batting practice to this Miami lineup and get 4 or 5 outs in a row just by luck.
Just because of the way the game works.
And here was Hendricks out there, and he couldn't miss a barrel, and he's got good stuff. It's baseball. That's it.
Yeah, sometimes you just can't figure it out. I mean, there'll be other days too where it's almost like the game lies. I mean, guys will hit it on the screws for 5 or 6 straight innings, and it just happens to be at somebody. And other days, everything you swing, it's falling in.
Hey, perfect example are the Philadelphia Phillies. In my mind, the best offense in all of Major League Baseball. They went 30 innings last week without scoring a run. If that can happen to the best hitters in the world and what I perceive as the best lineup in the world, it can happen to anybody.
Yeah, they didn't forget how to hit either. It's
Perry off the bench rifles one into the stands, foul. I mean, everybody, even if they're ice cold coming off the bench, hitting everything right on the nail.
We talk a lot about the difference between swinging a wood bat and swinging a metal bat. But for you as a hitter, I mean, did you change anything mechanically when you got to swinging a wood bat as opposed to metal bat? What changes?
You know what? I went to Cape Cod those 3 summers, and I just got it handed to me on a platter every single summer.
Called strike 3. So Murray with a strikeout. Let's get an update on Stanford and New Mexico, the game going on right now. Lowell. All right, very good. Thank you, Lowell. So for those of you tuning in expecting to see that game from the West, we're here in Coral Gables, where it's 11-2 Miami. The Hurricanes have hit 4 home runs today. 3 have been 3-run bombs, as they roughed up Kyle Hendricks, the starting pitcher for Dartmouth.
We were talking about the transition to the wood bat, and I was scared going into pro ball just because, look, I had some success in Cape Cod, but finally when I got to pro ball, I went out there not really knowing what to expect, other than the fact that I did have some experience with the wood bat, and I got to pro ball, I ended up hitting 370.
What changed? What was it? I mean,
I don't know. Hey, for all the young college players going out to the Cape and these wood bat leagues, it's difficult. The initial transition period is difficult because, you know, quite frankly, the bats are heavier and the ball just doesn't come off the same.
Come on now.
Ball gets away from home plate. O'Dowd quickly tracks it down as Rodriguez stays put at third base.
You know, it's interesting too, because from the pitching standpoint, with the metal bats, sometimes you don't pitch inside enough in college ball because you're afraid of what's going to happen. I mean, sometimes you can make a pitch and it flares over, or guys, you know, they don't have to be quite as quick because the bat's a little bit lighter. And that was the biggest change from the pitching standpoint. You got to pitch inside. You got to live inside sometimes. And sometimes it's tough to do that in a college game because of the metal bats. You have to.
It's amazing because you'll actually see some guys, they will be better professional players and professional hitters than they were college hitters. It happens a lot. And then there's guys, a couple come to my mind that went to LSU, that as soon as they get the wood in their hands, they become different hitters.
2-2 pitch popped up. Shallow center. Carlson has it measured. We'll see if Rodriguez tags. No. Oh, they've got the guy at second. Caught off base and out. Perez was too far off the bag. He thought that Rodriguez was going to tag. Ball was cut off and he's thrown out.
Nice job just hitting the cutoff guy. Bam, hung up. Got to be more cautious out there at second base.
Eleven runs and 12 hits for the Miami Hurricanes. As we go to the 8th inning now, this is game 2 of the day here in the Coral Gables Regional. Texas A&M is advanced. FIU going to the losers bracket. And it would appear that we're going to have a meeting between Miami and Texas A&M as the Maniac is having some fun here in the crowd. If you're tuning in to see New Mexico and Stanford, we will get you out to that game just as soon as this one concludes here in Coral Gables. So looking ahead, guys, it's pretty safe to do at this point, as it's a 9-run lead for the Hurricanes. How do the Canes match up with A&M, one of the hottest teams in the nation right now, Eric?
Wow, they match up a lot better than I would have thought. Because after watching A&M today, that's going to be a tough team to beat. Yet, you know, we are playing these games here in Miami, and Miami is the #1 seed. You have to think that they're the team to beat. Watching these 2 games, I'm looking at these 2 teams as equal, and I think it's going to be a really, really good matchup tomorrow.
It ought to be really good. I think the one thing that gives Miami maybe a little bit of an advantage is they're going to throw the race. Chris Hernandez will be on the mound. They could hold him back today. A&M has to throw Laux, and so tomorrow will probably either go to Walker or Stripling, one of the two. But I mean, if there's any advantage, it probably has to at least initially go to Miami on the mound. But the way both the teams have swung the bats, I mean, tomorrow would be pretty fun to watch.
The game will come your way at 4 Eastern time here on ESPNU. Here's Bean. This is going to get down for a hit. Cutting it off quickly is Melendres. Throw not in time. And it's a double for Bean. He has had 3 hits today, one of the bright spots in this Dartmouth order.
He's had a good day. He's wearing out the middle of the field. I mean, that time goes out to left center, but everything you can see, the approach is just to use the middle of the field.
It's just a fastball away. He stays with it. Kyle, we've seen some really nice swings from these Dartmouth hitters. And they haven't given up. They haven't laid down.
No, I mean, from the play that Carlson made out in center field to lay out and catch that ball a couple innings ago. Now Bean's still swinging it. Sclafani hits the jack. That's the one thing. You know they're not going to go away. They might get beat, but they're not going to go away.
No, I like these guys. It's a gritty group.
Joe Dowd. Said before, Dowd, the son of Dan O'Dowd, the Rockies general manager.
Really?
Yeah.
Did I miss that? How did I miss that?
You were busy reading a surfing magazine in the back of the press box.
That's exactly what it was. We're talking about Mavericks again.
Hey, Dan traded for me and then flipped me around 2 weeks later.
Did he?
Then traded me away.
Did you even meet him? Were you there long enough?
Yeah, nice guy. Nice guy.
That's going to get through for a base hit.
There he
so
goes.
Dowd has his 2nd straight hit. Here comes the throw, trying to get Bean, not in time. And so Dartmouth, it's its 3rd run of the day. Yeah, so Dan O'Dowd's son just drives in a run, and you and Dan have a history.
Yeah, yes, we do. I mean, obviously at first base, we're going to have a future general manager. You know that I talked about this earlier in the broadcast, but my 1997 team lost to a Harvard team. Yeah. And we were #1 seed nationally, and we lose to Harvard in the first round of the regional. 2 guys from that Harvard team, Peter Woodfork was my assistant general manager in Arizona, and David Forrest, who was my assistant general manager in Oakland.
In Oakland. A close friend of my college roommate, Schaefer. They played high school ball together.
So I wonder if there's been more baseball front office positions coming out of the Ivy League than there has been players.
Well, we were talking to Bob Whalen about this yesterday, and that was the one thing he said is, I mean, we've got a rich history of baseball, but what we've had over the last 10 to 15 years is a rich history of guys that are immediately going into the front office side of the game.
This is before you were in Oakland, but Sandy Alderson, built those great A's teams of the 80s, early 90s. He went to Dartmouth. I mean, there have been a number of guys that have come out of the Ivy League.
So did Sandy's kid, who was also working for the A's as well.
Yeah.
When I was there.
Back up the middle, base hit for Jason Brooks. And Dartmouth, which has scored 3 unanswered runs, swinging the bat pretty well here the last few innings. So Brooks has his first hit. Another name that comes to mind as long as we're on this topic, Jim Beattie, Expos Orioles GM once upon a time. He Dartmouth guy.
There's a guy that released me too.
we keep talking about this long enough.
That's outstanding.
We'll get a whole platoon of guys. All right, that's going to do it for Joe LaVecchio. Now, he did a pretty good job, and you take into account that hour and 9-minute delay, he really ate up some innings and some time for Miami today.
He did that, yeah. I mean, he bridges the gap in the middle. Now you go to Ewing, see if he can finish this thing off, too. I mean, just 5 outs to go if you're Miami. So you start to count outs a little bit. The good news is I don't think anybody's gone too long to where you have to worry about not using the rest of the way.
A new pitcher for Miami, Stephen Ewing.
Left-hander that comes on right here. Give this Dartmouth team just a little different look right here. A couple of right-handers to start it off. Ewing's 8th appearance of the year. He's made 5 starts, so a kid that's gone a little bit deep. Another freshman. I mean, that's been the story. Jim Moore's talking about how young this club was, but all the arms we've seen so far today have been freshmen, and they got 4 in the starting lineup offensively as well.
Let's get an update from the studio. Let's check in on what LSU's up to. So Vandy had to go overtime to get its win. LSU leading. And Micah Gibbs, 4 RBIs. We were talking about switch hitting catchers, and Gibbs, of course, comes to mind, one of the best catchers in the country. And LSU, we talked about it before, got really hot during the SEC tournament, won the whole thing, even though they were the 8th seed. It's all about getting hot at the right time. Saw Fresno State do that. Doesn't matter what seed you are in the postseason, you can make a run.
They got their swagger back in the SEC tournament. That's what they needed. I mean, they were limping into it. I mean, a week ago in the season, LSU had to win the conference, the last series against Mississippi State, just to get into the SEC tournament. So they do that. They blow through the SEC tournament. The thing that sticks out, look at that team ERA in the SEC tournament. The gap between regular season and the SEC tournament. If they pitch, they got a chance. They just have not been too consistent on the mound all year.
It's now 8-5 LSU. Gibbs with 5 ribbies.
They could see your boys tomorrow, too. Out in UCLA, the Bruins tee it up a little bit later tonight.
You still follow the Bruins pretty close, Bernsey?
I do. You know, when you're playing, you're entrenched in your own little world. But as I've been home now for a little over a month, definitely gotten back into college baseball.
Jim Wren at the plate for Dartmouth, fouls it off.
We talk about teams getting hot, and I look at Texas A&M, and who's hotter than Texas A&M right now?
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I'm looking forward to this matchup tomorrow, unless the Big Green pull out a miracle between Miami and Texas A&M.
You throw A&M, Fullerton is about as hot as anybody in the country, but you're right. I mean, I don't think you can say that anybody's hotter than A&M right now.
And takes down and away. Ball and a strike. Ryan hit that huge grand slam against Columbia in the Ivy League Championship Series. Helped win Game 2 of that title series. He's got 2 on here. He does hit a home run here, and that really would change the complexion of things. Swing and a miss. Stephen Ewing has, I think you pitchers, Kyle, call it tilt. He's got some height on the mound, so he's kind of coming down at you at an angle.
That tilt, it's not just being tall, it's the ability to get over the top of the ball and create some sink when it gets down towards home plate. He's got a pretty good changeup, too, because that was a changeup right there. The run swung right over the top of him.
Held off.
Good swing.
Wren from Granbury, Texas. Numbers not great this year. Came into the day 231, but he's had a nice career for the Big Green. 303 career hitter, 8th all time with 111 runs batted in at Dartmouth. He could help his team here. Ball and 2 strikes. Outside, 2-2. If Dartmouth does get beat here, they would take on FIU tomorrow. Garrett Whittles would be looking to extend that hit streak to 56 games. That would be the biggest story. But we've seen teams come back and make it difficult for the teams that win day 1. And maybe FIU has enough in the tank to be a problem here yet in Coral Gables. Maybe Dartmouth turns around tomorrow and gets something going.
I mean, what changes is that the team that wins that early game tomorrow goes into the early game on Sunday having won a game. So you're not spinning back around with a loss like the other team that you're playing. So every once in a while, that's a team that you'll see get a little bit hot. You got to be deep in the pen because you got to make a run.
Base hit to left. They're going to wave around. No doubt, but he's going to be held up late, and now the base is loaded.
Right move there, holding them up. Obviously still an 8-run game. You can't make that second out at home plate.
Initially waved him around, but then they held him up at the last moment. Probably the right call.
Yeah, they're from Dartmouth. They know what they're doing.
So now the base is loaded for Bellinger.
Hey.
Bellinger, 5 homers, 29 RBIs on the year. He's 0 for 3 today with a strikeout. Strike 1.
Looks like he has a good little changeup there, Kyle. I mean, he's thrown it a few times, gotten a couple big swing and misses where really the guys aren't even close.
When he gets over, we were talking about creating sink with a fastball. It's no different with a changeup. I mean, those hands, that middle finger and ring finger, get right over the top of it. That's when you really see it sink. The difference between a good one and a bad one. I mean, the one's down, it's a swing and a miss. If it's up, a lot of times it goes a long ways.
The hanging changeup was probably my favorite pitch to hit.
It's probably my least favorite to throw, so that would make sense.
It was perfect for my bat speed.
1-1. Tough play for the third baseman Martinez. Makes it look easy. And the run will come in. O'Dowd scores. It's now 11-4. Let's go to the studio and Lowell. All right, so Stanford leading there. Here it's Miami. As we take a look at the Miami bullpen, Taylor Wolfe now starting to warm up. Stephen Ewing on the mound now, the left-hander. He's got 2 outs. A called strike on Jake Carlson. I should ask you the same question, Kyle. How you follow Stanford, your alma mater, fairly close, you know?
Yeah.
Keep in touch with the staff over there.
Yeah, I talk to you usually a couple times a year. You know, talking about it earlier, they got a chance. They got some kids now. I mean, at times this year, and I don't know what it is today, but they've started 5 freshmen offensively in their lineup. A lot of freshmen and sophomore arms, but they're talented.
The 0-2 fouled off. What was your favorite place to play in the Pac-10, Eric? Atmosphere, playing
come
conditions.
on, you can say it. It's all right.
It was Kyle's right. It was probably Stanford, just because that's where I'm from. I grew up 5 minutes from there, so it was always nice to go home.
Did you have a lot of family and friends come out and see you?
Oh yeah, but it was just like the big leagues. You know, when I was a freshman, I came back. I had about 200 people there. Same thing when I first got called up to Oakland. I was playing in the Bay Area. I was playing at home. I was leaving almost 100 tickets a game. And by the time I actually finally started playing every day,
oh, it's going to get down.
Wow.
Misplayed by Lawson, who has moved over from first to second. It took him by surprise, and another run scores. It's now 11-5. And there are runners at the corners with 2 outs here for Dartmouth. And
that
you
look
see
right
the
there.
anguish on the face of Jim Morris.
That look right there tells you everything you need to know. See the second baseman Lawson coming in. It looks like he's going to take it. I mean, this is a play, too, where the second baseman's got to take charge of this, too. He's got to call the first baseman off, because if nobody says anything, you see Ryan Perry over there at first base. I mean, he's first baseman hears something, he's going to peel off right away. It's the second baseman. He takes charge of that play. He has the ability to call off the first baseman. I don't think anybody talked, though, because they both just stopped.
it's a line drive in the books, guys. It's a line drive in the books.
5 unanswered runs now for the Big Green. Down 6 as Onstad hits. Five hits for Dartmouth this inning. They've scored 3 runs. Your comment begs the question, why didn't you go to Stanford?
Oh, that's a long story. We'll save that one for tomorrow.
Okay. Past the glove of Ewing, and another misplay. Boy, this Hurricanes infield having all kinds of trouble here in the 8th. Another run scores. It's an error on Lawson.
Look out now. I mean, they're climbing back in it. They're about ready to turn the lineup around. I tell you what, if I'm Jim Morris right now, I go out and rattle some cages. I mean, you walk out, bring the whole infield, and say, "Listen, boys, this thing isn't over yet. I mean, let's go." Because the last 2, I mean, this one takes about 4 hops. He kind of sits back on it, crawls right up Lawson's glove, but the last one should have been an out. The ball caught that changes it. I'm gonna go out right now and bring everybody in. That's J.D. Arriaga, the pitching coach. But I think you bring the whole infield in and say, "Listen, fellas, we're not checking out quite yet. We got 4 more outs to go before this thing's over."
Lawson was an All-American at second base last year, moved over to first base this year to let Ratcliffe play his natural position, second base. Now, late in this game, he finds himself back at second base, but it's been a nightmare here in this inning for Lawson.
Yeah, the first play, I don't really know who's to fault for that one. Obviously, just miscommunication, but the routine ground ball right there. I'm now looking for Keggy the Keg, the Dartmouth mascot, to appear here anytime now.
Keggy the Keg reference comes in the top of the 8th inning.
There's Bob Whalen, his 21st year as Dartmouth's head coach. His team got behind big early, but they're clawing away here in the 8th inning. It's now a 5-run game as Gardner, the number 9 hitter, is up. He's 1 for 3, a single and a run scored back in the 6th. Hits have almost evened up. Swing and a miss. 12 hits for Miami, 10 now for Dartmouth. 5 in this inning for the Big Green.
Gardner's got to stay within himself right here. Not try to do it all with one swing. Put the ball in play and make Miami make the play.
Outside, 2-1.
Tale of 2 games so far for Dartmouth. I mean, nothing offensively. There's 5 or so innings of this game. Now the last 2 2/3, you put 6 runs on the board. Bob Whalen's club's got a chance here. You get a ball in a gap, and I mean you're right back in the middle of this.
Look at the look on Bob's face too. He knows it. He can sense it.
Yep.
There's blood in the water.
Runners move. No throw to third. Carlson is in. Runners at the corners.
Careful. Make sure you make it to third on that one. That's not the way you want to end this inning. Grandal put it in his pocket and didn't throw it. It was a good break by Carlson. You got to make sure you're going to get there.
It's going to be ruled a wild pitch on Ewing.
Yeah, like Kyle said, when you're down 5 runs at this point of the game, it's just station to station baseball until you get that tying run up there.
There's the 3-1 popped up. Might be playable for Grandal, the All-ACC performer. Now it reaches the stands. Maniac was the closest one there to make that play.
He's had a busy day.
Yeah,
he ran that ball, ran the home run ball down the right field line. Now he's got to sit down and take a break.
He's got a hairstyle not unlike yours, Eric.
You got to go with that look tomorrow. A little color in the meantime. That's got to be so comfy in that unit right now.
Yeah. Full count. Back up the middle. Snagged. Perez, nice job. And Miami's out of the inning. Steven Perez puts a tourniquet on that inning. But 4 runs cross for Dartmouth. They're back in this one. Down 5 now, 11-6 late. Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. Dartmouth with 4 in the 8th. They've scored 6 unanswered. They now trail by 5, 11-6. Things a little more interesting here late in the game. Well, Miami certainly has it in hand. It's theirs to lose. As we take a look at the bracket, Texas A&M awaits the winner. Pounded FIU earlier today, 17-3. Garrett Whittles did extend his hitting streak for the Panthers to 55 games going into tomorrow. He's just 3 shy of Robin Ventura's mark of 58 set in 87. And there's an NCAA Division I record. There's Scott Lawson to lead off. Boy, he had a tough inning at second base last half. Puts this one toward the gap. That'll partially make up for it, huh? A ringing double off the wall in right center field. That'll help him forget, huh?
Yeah, Lawson's been swinging the bat well all day. He's actually the one that hit it off the facing of the parking structure out in right field. Tough inning at second base. What do you want to do? Get right up there and make it up to your team. So
Lawson with a double. That's number 15 on the year for him. Now Grandal
We haven't seen him lay into one yet.
And he's looking for his first hit. And missing outside is Ben Murray, who continues to work here in the 8th inning. Talked about Grandal being up for the Johnny Bench Award. This is a prestigious award. And Galasius of Coastal Carolina and Holiday at TCU also in the running. ACC Player of the Year. And Kyle, where is he projected to go in the draft this month?
I've seen a projection as high as 4th overall. I don't think he gets past the first half of the first round. I mean, he's a switch hitting catcher that can really throw. He's shown you some power. That's a pretty good combination. There's just not that many of those guys out there.
2-0 pitch. Well, he was sitting on it and fouled it back to the screen.
It's a good swing. Hasn't had a lot to hit today. Been patient. That's why his on-base percentage is hovering near 550. But what's it like? You're 0 for 2 and you see your average drop to 418.
I think that's a pretty solid year.
Hardly gonna panic. 2-1. 3-1. Murray has done a nice job. 4 innings, 3 hits, no runs. He's walked 1, struck out 2. If they could have got that kind of performance out of their starter, they'd be in really good shape right now. Unfortunately, Kyle Hendricks was rocked.
Not to take anything away from Murray, but I put a lot of it on the Miami hitters. I mean, as locked in as they were early in the game, sometimes as a team you get 10, 11 runs on the board and you kind of become complacent with everything.
It relaxes a little bit, and that's normal too. I mean, especially if you're up 11-0, you think you might be off to the races. But I mean, the game will come back and bite you. That's kind of what's happened. Dartmouth fights back in it. Still got some work to do, but they got a shot.
What a job, though. What a job.
Yeah, Murray pitched real well. But a double and a walk knock him out here in the 8th, and Max Langford comes in. Langford, a right-hander, obviously, and making his 13th appearance. Fairfax, Virginia. Other news from other regionals as we're deep into day 1 here of the NCAA tournament. Whittles here in Coral Gables extended the hitting streak to 55. Brett Eibner was 4 for 5, 3 homers, 7 runs batted in for Arkansas today, and a 19-7 win over Grambling State. Raging Cajuns of Louisiana Lafayette take care of Rice 1-0. Kyle, you called that a pretty good upset. And Coastal cruised.
I mean, Rice the higher seed, Rice the 2, and Lafayette the 3 in that one. So I think it's a little bit of an upset. Rice obviously threw pretty well too. I don't know if he threw 4, but probably was Ozula. But you beat 1-0. I mean, that's just one of those where the other guy had a pretty good day. Look out for Coastal though. I mean, they're at home. They're a national seed. They got the top arm that still hasn't thrown yet. Anthony Mayo tomorrow. How about this, Burnsy?
Other news from other regionals as we're deep into day 1 here of the NCAA tournament. Whittles here in Coral Gables extended the hitting streak to 55. Brett Eibner was 4 for 5, 3 homers, 7 runs batted in for Arkansas today, and a 19-7 win over Grambling State. Raging Cajuns of Louisiana Lafayette take care of Rice 1-0. Kyle, you called that a pretty good upset. And Coastal cruised.
I mean, Rice the higher seed, Rice the 2, and Lafayette the 3 in that one. So I think it's a little bit of an upset. Rice obviously threw pretty well too. I don't know if he threw 4, but probably was Ozula. But you beat 1-0. I mean, that's just one of those where the other guy had a pretty good day. Look out for Coastal though. I mean, they're at home. They're a national seed. They got the top arm that still hasn't thrown yet. Anthony Mayo tomorrow. How about this, Burnsy? Coastal, first 2 guys in the lineup, combined to steal 100 bags. It's a pretty good combination. I mean, they can, right at the top of the country for stolen bases, they can really run.
Couple slow guys, huh?
Max Langford on now for Dartmouth. Martinez, the power hitter, bunts. They go to second, get the out.
What was that?
See that, bro.
Somebody explain that to me. I'm new to this college baseball thing, but explain to me what Miami's best power hitter is doing bunting here in the bottom of the 8th inning, up 5 runs.
I don't understand that. I will agree with you right there. You get the 4-hole guy up. I mean, it's not like they're going to call on him to bunt very often. There's not too many times that Martinez in the spot to bunt. He's got 2 sacks the whole year, and those are probably sack flies.
Clay, give me an explanation. Explain that to me.
I don't get paid for that. That's Kyle's job. I'm just going to do this over here.
The guy was making hitting videos earlier today, taking a breaking ball away almost off the plate and drilling it over the right field fence, and we have him bunting right now? Look, it's tough to question Jim Morrison. I'm not. And the college game's much different than the pro game. I understand that. But baseball's baseball. And there might have been more to that for whatever reason. Maybe Jim Morris has some ulterior motives right there. But strategically, that's not the play. The play is to let your guy swing away.
Not with that guy. No, I agree with you. I mean, I think there's a time you're at the bottom of the order. There's some other things going on. That's one thing. But yeah, I mean, you got a guy that you've already seen can make it instead of a 5-run lead, an 8-run lead with one swing. That surprised me. Bottom of the order, I get it, but right there, I don't.
Yeah, and Martinez had the 3-run homer in the first, single and another run scored in the fourth. I mean, he's swinging a good bat today.
You think?
And Pelias up there now. He's got a 3-run homer to his credit as well. And here puts it into left field, base hit. Run will score. Lawson crosses the plate, and it's now 12-6. So Langford's string of 3 straight scoreless outings is over.
It's a good piece of hitting. Fastball up and away. Miami's getting back to what they were doing earlier in the game right here. You know what? When we talked about what happens when you get up a bunch of runs, a lot of guys start trying to leave the ballpark, start trying to hit the 3-run homer with nobody on. Just because it's like, hey, well, we're already up, and they kind of get away from their approach, but their approach early in the game was awesome. They were using the entire field, they were going gap to gap. And now as the game's gotten a little closer, you see him kind of going back to that approach.
You could see the difference in this inning. I mean, it started right away when Lawson came up. Now, I mean, the guy makes the error. Maybe he's a little bit more locked in this inning than otherwise. But still, I mean, there was definitely a different offensive approach this inning from Miami, and the results are showing the same.
And another pitching change as Bob Whalen is going to take Langford out. And we're going to get Cole Sulcer coming in. Shouldn't say that the scoreless streak is over for Langford because that run was credited to Murray, of course. So it's 12-6 Miami. Another pitching change. We'll talk about it when we come back. That's back to a 6-run lead as Miami has tacked one on here in the 8th inning. And another pitcher for Dartmouth. 4th pitcher today for the Big Green. It's Cole Sulcer. 2nd team All-Ivy this year.
Yeah, he's been. I met with Cole yesterday, and he's been their kind of do-everything guy. But you look at the record, 7-0, Kyle. Obviously, he's been real big for them this year.
7-0 with 4 saves, 55 punch-outs, and 52 2/3. He's got 9 walks.
55 Ks. Tops in the Ivy League. Lendrus today, pair of hits, 2 runs scored, 2 for 4. 2 of the 14 hits for the Canes. Run that they put on here in the 8th, their first since a 3-run 4th. They started to get away from Miami there for a while, but now it seems like they've stopped the bleeding.
Burnsy hit it right on the head. It's just, you can see now that they're back to the same approach as they had early in the game.
Don't forget, coming up, New Mexico and Stanford. As soon as this one's over here in Coral Gables, we'll send you out west. Swing and a miss. And a strikeout.
I don't think they bring Sulcer in unless they still think they have a chance at this thing, right,
I'm
Kyle?
surprised he didn't start the inning, to be honest with you. I mean, he throws 20 pitches, I mean, he can still come back and use them tomorrow. So it's just like a guy that comes in short relief. But realistically, if they don't win, I mean, this is the last inning, so Miami's not going to hit in the bottom of the ninth. I mean, the stuff's good.
Here's Ronnie Rodriguez, a pinch hit back in the 7th inning, and had a single. Left stranded third base. Ball and a strike. Looking ahead to Dartmouth and what they're looking at in the 9th inning. Be the top of the order. Sclafani to lead it off, and he's got a 2-run home run today. High chopper to second. Onstad handles it, and Dartmouth, their last chance coming up. Down 6. We go to the 9th here in Florida. The NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One Venture Card, official credit card of the NCAA Men's College World Series. We're in Coral Gables, Florida. It's 12-6. Last chance for Dartmouth as we go to the 9th inning. If you're tuning in and expecting to see Stanford, New Mexico, this game had a 1 hour and 9-minute weather delay because of lightning in the area, so it's dragging on a little bit. Taylor Wolf coming on now for Miami, trying to close out Dartmouth. Not a save situation, obviously, but they want him to make quick work of the big green here in the 9th inning. Sclafani to lead it off, and he is one of the bright spots hitting-wise tonight. He had a 2-run home run in the 6th inning, which kind of started a mini comeback.
Yeah, Sclafani, the local kid, has a lot of family and friends out here today. He's from Florida. It's a good story. When a guy comes home, Dartmouth being in a regional, are they going to get out of this regional? Probably not. But for Sclafani to come up big with that 2-run homer, get Dartmouth on the board, give the home crowd something to cheer about.
All right, so here's Wolf now with his first pitch.
I should say the hometown crowd. I'm not sure how many Miami fans were cheering.
Wolf has not allowed an earned run in his last 7 outings. Again, not a save situation, but trying to get Miami out of here and onto the game tomorrow against Texas A&M. This is hit well to right field, going back. Pelias looking up, reaches up off the top of the wall, and gone. Second home run for Joe Sclafani, and don't close the lid on Dartmouth just yet.
I think I'm starting to see a trend. All the guys that I met with and interviewed yesterday are having huge days.
Here we go. Kid comes in with 1 home run. He's got 2 home runs today. A little fastball that's elevated. This,
I had Whittles on. I had Laux on.
Whittle's hitting 54 straight before you talk to him. You can't claim anything there. You had a decent argument until you brought that out.
Oh, do it, Joe Sclafani. Do it.
Off the top of the wall. Nothing Pelias could do about it. So that's a 5-run game. Still nobody out for Dartmouth here in the 9th.
The only problem with homers in the 9th when you're down multiple runs is that they're rally killers. It's really hard to explain that. There we go.
Bunt.
These are rally starters.
Nice bunt by Bean. Tough play, and it gets away. He'll head to second. There will be no throw. And Chris O'Dowd, the 3-hitter coming up.
I love that. I absolutely love that. I mean, the guy hits a home run, everybody's back. The third baseman Martinez, right? There's no way you think the guy's going to bunt in this situation. He lays down a perfect one, and then if you're Martinez, you got to get rid of it quick. I mean, look, he's not even in the screen right now. Here it comes out of nowhere. I mean, he was shading him all the way to the second base side. So now not only is it a tough throw, but he's coming in at an angle he's not used to. And he beats it out. And if the ball goes by, he's on the second base, man. They're not quitting yet.
It's going to be a hit and then an error on Martinez, so he's at second. And it's a career-high 4 hits today for Bean. And now O'Dowd comes up, and he's got a pair of hits his last 2 plate appearances.
Infield hit plus an error, and a base runner at second base now for O'Dowd, the number 3 hitter.
Which is down and in. Sclafani had 3 home runs in his career coming into the day. He's got 2 here in the NCAA tournament.
Little home cooking, boys. Little home cooking.
Coming south.
Florida kid makes good.
Here comes the 1-0.
For the Hanover, New Hampshire team.
And moving over to third on the play is Bean. As Miami can't get out of this game fast enough.
You know, the one thing about this, too, is, I mean, if they go on and win this, the momentum you had to build up in the first 5 innings, now it's a different feel when you get done. I mean, it's not that crisp feeling that they had through the first 4 or 5 innings.
We're in the 9th inning, 12-7 minus
5th inning or later, O'Dowd has been money for the Big Green here this season. This one fouled off.
I'll tell you who this is going to help going into tomorrow, regardless of the outcome here, is Dartmouth. You know, this is a team that was down 11-0 after 4 innings. I mean, they were getting their little behinds kicked all the way back to New Hampshire, and then they've put up an incredible fight. Bob Whalen's got to be pumped on the effort of the Big Green here.
Even if you get beat, I mean, you show up tomorrow, I mean, your hitters are in a good mindset. And really, other than the starter, and everybody else threw the ball pretty well so far today, too. And it was just kind of one of those days for Hendricks, but Murray comes in, is real good. You get Sulser out there, so you get a little bit. I mean, a guy that you're going to need tomorrow, I think, if you're going to win, is Sulser. So at least he's been on the mound. He's probably thrown 10 pitches. But you're right. Even if they get beat, they're going to show up tomorrow confident.
O'Dowd started the season slow. Missed the first week of the season because of mono. But he has been a big part of this Ivy League championship squad. Inside out swing to shallow center. Melendres makes the catch, and Bean is not going to try to score. Gets away from home plate. Bean still will not be able to come home.
A semi-shallow fly ball. I think if this game situation was different, they probably would have sent him. But being down 5 runs, it really doesn't do anything.
I think 1-run game, if you're tied, if you're ahead, he's going for the base right there to try to push him, but you're not going to take the chance down 5.
So 1 out for Brooks. Miami's been a little sloppy here late. These aren't as crisp as they were earlier. So a couple of mistakes in the field. And last inning, Lawson having trouble at second base. Now Brooks to hit. He singled and scored his last time up. Wolf misses outside. I think that Jim Morris wants these guys now to just pound the strike zone.
Pound the strike zone, make the plays. They got to get back to playing the good fundamental baseball that they're capable of playing, because if they try to pull this act tomorrow against Texas A&M, A&M's going to win that game.
That's 2-0. Brooks, the RBI leader for Dartmouth. So 6 home runs on the year. Tied for the team lead in hits. This is a dangerous hitter. Misses down, 3-0.
I don't care how dangerous of a hitter Brooks is here, Clay. You got to go at him. I mean, this is a situation where the last thing you want to do is walk a guy. Make him hit it. A 2-run home run, you guys are still up 3 runs.
Does Bob Whalen give him the green light here?
No. I'd consider taking the next pitch, too.
Walked him. Chris Polias, Capital One player of the game. 3 for 5, a home run, a 3-run job. Scored a couple of times. A number of guys that qualified. Here's that home run from Polias. Came in the 4th inning. Over the palm trees out in right field.
Tell you what, at that point, it looked like Miami was off to the races. That made it 11-0 right there. Different game since then. I mean, they've been outscored 7-1. Now they're going to go back to the bullpen here. They're going to bring the left-hander, Danny Miranda, in. See if he can close this thing out. He has been their closer for the last part of the season. I think it's a guy that Jim Morris thought he was going to have to use today.
Who's voting for the player of the game?
Well, they asked you. You didn't answer.
They asked you. We gave you a vote.
Nobody asked me who the player of the game was. I give it to Sclafani. Sclafani. Come on. The guy's jumped ship twice. He has 3 career home runs going into today.
When they ask you, you got to speak up. All right, at this point, it's a write-in vote, and it means absolutely nothing. They've already put it in the vault.
Congratulations, Sclafani.
Hey, do you mind if we go to the studio for an update? I better ask you before I do anything right now. Here we go. We're going to get an update on Stanford. Eric, listen in. Good one there between New Mexico and Stanford. We're having a lot of fun. Eric Burns is making his broadcast booth debut. I mean, you've been on the air before as a baseball analyst, but never during a live game. And you having fun?
Yeah, I'm having a blast. And I actually have been on during a live game, but that was in a kayak in the 2007 Major League Baseball All-Star game.
Kayak?
Don't ask me.
On the
in
bay?
The San Francisco
Did you catch
Bay,
it?
Yes. No. That was embarrassing.
Did you fall out?
The funny thing is that it was actually the one year I had that I should have been an all-star. But instead of starting in center field like I should have.
You started beyond right field.
I started in a wetsuit.
On the bay.
Out in the bay in a kayak for Fox. I'm starting to get a little comfortable now, though.
Eric Burns, player of the game.
There you go. Way to go.
It's Joe Sclafani with the 2 homers. There you go. You got your way. You happy now?
That baby Sclafani.
You got to get him a trophy or something now.
Going to have to come up with something. Twitter it to Kyle. Let's get the fans' input on that.
Every day we'll have the actual Capital One player of the game, and then Burns, you get to pick one too.
So if you win the Oscar, it's a little golden man. If you win the Burnsy, what is it?
Oh man, I think we're gonna have to take Jake Carlson's catch out in center field, and then make that into some sort of metallic
image.
Sure, sounds good.
You work on that for tomorrow. All right, so Miranda is on now, trying to get Miami home. You know, Texas A&M is loving this, guys.
Yeah.
Watching both of these teams scrap it out. All right, here's Jim Wren. Pitches inside, and Grandal has to do everything he can to knock it down and then trips on the foul line. Boy, Miami just looking uncomfortable here late in this ballgame in every aspect.
If Wren can get on here, I mean, there's a legit shot. It becomes then a save opportunity, Kyle, because a tying run would be in the on-deck circle.
Yeah.
Back up the middle. Base hit. Bean scores. And it's 12-8. It's a 4-run difference. And still just 1 out for Dartmouth.
Should I not mention that I interviewed Jim Wren yesterday as well?
It's too late.
It's a nice swing, taking it right back up the middle. These Dartmouth hitters, they've been putting together good at-bats all day. They've just gotten such a big hole early on, but it's a lot of tenacity to fight back the way they have.
Now Bellinger. He hits it well to left center field. Coming over, Melendres makes the catch. And there are 2 away as Dartmouth is down to its last out. Here's Jake Carlson. RBI infield single. His last time I was a ball that Lawson at second base had a hard time figuring out what to do with. Carlson reached, run scored. Dartmouth down 4 here, 2 outs in the 9th. Called strike. Don't forget, coming up, Stanford, New Mexico. That regional game. Take you out there to Fullerton, California, just as soon as we're done here. Fouled off. The last 2 innings, Dartmouth 6 runs, 8 hits. You said it before, Bob Whalen has to really be proud of his guys.
Fought, man. They're not done yet, but they fought up to this point. It looked like they were buried. They came all the way back. If nothing else, they definitely scared Miami.
1-2. Miami take on Texas A&M tomorrow at 4 Eastern. Dartmouth, provided they do not come back, will play FIU tomorrow at noon. Down to their last strike. Miranda spins, throws to first, ball game. Great effort by the Big Green. It falls short here, even though they scored 6 in the last 2 innings. They lose at 12-8. Miami moves on, and we're going to have a good one tomorrow against Texas A&M.
I'll be waiting for it. I'll be looking forward to seeing Dartmouth and FIU first. I mean, you know Dartmouth's going to come back. FIU is going to be better than they were today, but Bernsey, that late game should be good.
Late game should be real good, but first we got Garrett Whittles.
That's right.
He's going after Big Joe D.
Streak is at 55 games for Whittles. Once again, our final score in this one, Miami 12-8 over Dartmouth. Coming up next, New Mexico and Stanford. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Now we send it out west. Justin Kutcher. Take it away.